Well, well, well. What's conjuring, apprentices? How are you all doing this weekend? How have you all been this weekend? Or rather, new week, or whatever it is for you guys. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? I'm doing pretty good. My foot has healed, so I can now walk on it and everything like that. I don't know, the top parts, like the muscle of it, really hurts. You know, you've got the arch of the foot, and then you've got on top of that part, I don't know how, but I guess whenever I did my squat jump, that part hurt a whole lot, so I wasn't able to do any kind of calf raises or anything. But how is everyone else now that I'm fully healed, now that I've made my ice cream for the weekend and I've enjoyed it as much as I have? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Not bad, I'd say. Not bad, I'd say. Overstretch your foot? Yeah, my foot did hurt. It's been pretty okay otherwise. I just haven't, like, exercised or done as much cardio using legs and whatnot. So I'm not sure if it overstretched or not, but whenever I did a jump squat, I jumped up and I'm holding onto dumbbells at the same time as I do it. So I jump while holding dumbbells, and then I go into a squat, and then I do a deep squat, and then I jump, and then I do a deep squat, etc. And that's basically my my jump squat routine. So I do it with approximately, I think it's technically 25 pounds extra each hand or so, which means it's about 10 kilos? 10 kilos or something, either side. So, yeah, I do jump squats with added 20 kilos or something. Also, why, Kaimana, what's with this idea that you have of me? Why do you keep imagining my feet? And why do you keep wanting to imagine me licking my feet? You seem awfully fixated on this. I feel like this is its own issue. This is its own issue. It's not even as if, like, I've done anything to insinuate here. This is more like Kaimana has took it upon herself to begin indulging everyone in what she enjoys by beginning to discuss all of her peculiar interests. I mean, look at this. How many times has she mentioned it since I've started stream? She's mentioned it at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Kaimana's mentioned me licking my feet 5 times, and I've only been live for like 6 minutes. It's, Kaimana, I'm beginning to worry about you, and that maybe your interest in feet is going a bit too far. I'm just letting you know, maybe your interest in feet is going a little bit too far. I would maybe dial that a bit back. You are intrigued by little piggies, but these little piggies are off the market, okay? So, maybe another time. It was you asking for it? Whoa, okay. So you're saying that because of the way I dress and because of the way I act, it's somehow me asking for it? Okay, I'm gonna let you bask in that one a little bit, Kaimana. But Aug, please answer us. Why are the bells dumb? Well, if they were smart, they wouldn't be full of lead, or steel, or whatever metal that you use to, I guess, weigh your dumbbells? I don't know, actually, speaking of, I have sand dumbbells, so I can fill and adjust mine dependent on the amount of sand that I have inside. So actually, it's not metal, but it's dumb because it's like dumb like a bag of sand, I suppose. Do you ever water or feed Homura Hog ever? You know she's her own person, right? Homura Hog is more than capable of taking care of herself, and yes, while I may leave out snacks and treats for her whenever she gets back home from a long day at the studio, which, by the way, her movie coming out on the 28th implies that she's been very diligent thus far. I mean, she's still got a... Checks watch. Oh, she's still got it on time. She's doing perfectly okay. And she gets a lot of exercise every single day. So, dumbbells are mostly cast iron, sand, or concrete. Exactly. Actually, I didn't know that they were concrete. I guess those are DIY ones. Olympiad or Olympian barbells are very seldom anything but iron. I don't think they end up being steel unless they want the bar themselves, because that needs to be pretty anti-rust proof, because otherwise you can just imagine with the amount of sweat people get on the bars and everything like that, yeah, that's going to oxidate really quickly. But I'm glad to hear that you guys are all doing well, that everyone is doing fine and dandy. Today, as you can probably guess by the title of the stream, I'm going to be playing more, as D6 puts it, slopper games that just don't look real. And at the same time as I do that, I'm going to be discussing Part 3, which is episodes 12 to 18 of Shinsekai Yori. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the show as much as I have. I've got so many notes. It's a ridiculous amount of notes that I have for all of these things. How are you, Wizard? I've got over it. Oh, yes, you guys did ask me what flavor ice cream that I made. I made maple syrup ice cream, and then I also made lemon curd ice cream. And no, I didn't say lemon turd or whatever else, Kaimana. I know that you're gonna mishear this. I said lemon curd. Lemon curd is whenever you have a whole bunch of lemon. Like, you get the zest, and you get the innards of the lemon, its pulp, and everything like that, and you add a bunch of sugar to it. You add a bunch of sugar to it, and it eventually forms, like, a jam-like consistency. And then, using the lemon curd, I mixed it in, as well as some lemon zest, into my ice cream, and that gave me basically my lemony ice cream with vanilla. So, you mean sorbet? Not exactly, because that would have been basically pure lemon juice in that case, which would have been, well, pretty variable. I guess you can offset it dependent on the amount of sugar that you have, but lemon curd itself is like, I'm pretty sure it's more processed. I can double check. I can double check this. Lemon curd recipe. Because it is a much thicker, like, custard consistency of lemon. Oh, okay, here we go. It's sugar, butter, eggs, and lemon innards. So you mix everything together, you blend it, and then you leave it to set, and it forms like a custard consistency of lemon zest, essentially. And then I mix that in with my ice cream, and then I also add a whole bunch of lemon zest and some sugar and some toppings, etc. However I see fit. It was pretty good. Lemon guts. Poor lemon. Well, can't be sour about it for too long, because I added enough sugar that, well, maybe it was feeling a little bit sweet. Either way, today, I'm going to be playing a game known as Rune Dice. You probably haven't heard of it before. Yet again, it's one of those situations where it's like, okay, I've picked something that has maybe 100 or 200 reviews, which isn't half bad, but it's a pretty fun game. I will say that, like, one of my main downsides was that this feels way more relaxed than I thought it would be, which is somewhat unfortunate, because I really like it whenever it's hectic. And what I mean by this, I suppose you'll see. Whenever you see some of these roguelike games, there are always like 50,000 different things happening on screen. I like to have mine in a middle ground where I have both a lot of different things happening, but also just stuff happening all the time. Lemon chud? Kaimana, why would you describe yourself like that? For what purpose? It's a cute little game where you combine a whole bunch of dice together on a board like so, and then you add new dice to your supposed deck, and then you basically continue throughout. That's the entire game. I do think that it has a lot of room for improvements. I also really enjoy most parts of it, but I do think that it has the downside of, like, not being as hectic as I would hope it is, because you can see that usually you get maybe like 2 or 3 combinations at once rather than having like 14 combinations at once, which is like honestly my favorite part about it, is when you get to that point, which is why I like playing on this 20 dice mode where it adds a whole bunch of more dice to the board. That's my favorite part anyway, because you get all of this. Liddy Rad! Yeah, no points. No points. A purple wizard! Yeah, it is a purple wizard. Wow, it's almost like he's emulating me. Or, well, no, actually, it can't be that I'm emulating him. I'm way older than this guy. Wow, he's basically my apprentice. I mean, even at the ripe old age of however old he is, he's probably not even close. So, yeah, it's a pretty fun game. I enjoy it. At least I'm not lying about being owed 8k. That's true, actually. Kaimana still owes money. I actually have written down as well that D6 is owed. Wait. D6 is in 600 silver debt by Helios. So, yeah, there are a couple of rings going around where people need their money and everything like that, so I don't know, I'm noticing a trend here. I'm gonna begin, maybe, with my services of if people stop paying others back in time, well, fret not. I can make sure that that they'll be given their money on time. Wait, they're owed silver, not mana? Yeah, because we're talking about Rimworld, no? I thought that's what we were mentioning. And yeah, this is a trade that went on between Helios and D6 that they wanted to trade a couple of silver. And they were like, Og, can you oversee our deal? And I'm like, of course, I can oversee your trade deal. It was one of the best trade deals. Don't confuse me, I need to keep track of this. Yeah, don't worry. I've got it all written down. I've got mine written down. You, on the other hand, I don't know about you, Mr. Brown. But I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed playing through Voin. Speaking of, Kai's next reward is doubled still. Is it really? I'm almost beginning to think that maybe it shouldn't be doubled. You know what I'm saying? I'm beginning to think that maybe she should not do that. You know, you could, well, actually, she's probably gonna spend it on, like, rolling the gambling machine again. Oh yeah, addicted to Voin. A lot. Really? How much of it have you played? Have you managed to get all the secret items and whatnots? As said, I'm probably gonna wait until it's like more fully released before I eventually get back to it and do all of the extra content. But it's pretty fun. I really enjoy the game, and it is a little bit lame at some points whenever I have to run between like one side of the map to the other side of the map, but I enjoy it thoroughly. When the achievement update happens, I'm gonna unlock them all at once. I think that's probably only going to be whenever the game releases. I doubt that he would release a whole bunch of achievements for an early access game. Yeah, maybe she shouldn't have her own next reward doubled. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad we're on the same side here, Mr. Brown. I'm glad we're on the same side here. We're going to wait for everyone else to trickle in a little bit before I begin to have the discussion about Shinsekai Yori. But otherwise, we're probably going to discuss it, and then I'm looking through my list at the same time here. No one has any strikes this week, and that feels wrong. That feels wrong because I was almost certain that Kaimana had a strike this week, but I didn't write down a reason if she did. The next roadmap says that it will have achievements. Okay, but is that in-game achievements, or these, like, Steam-related achievements in that case? Because I could see it being in-game related achievements tied towards progress and whatnot, but if it's, like, Steam achievements, that seems pretty early on, actually. But still, by the time it happens, all the achievements will pop up at once. Also true. I have a sneaking suspicion that is very likely the case, and I just completely messed up. What a lame map that was. The gesture is sometimes really good, but most of the time it sucks. So I try not to roll for the gesture that often. I'm just clicking things right now. I'm just playing the game as like background content and so on. Oh, I don't know if it's Steam or in-game. Hopefully it's in-game as well, right? Because the quest book is awfully like unpopulated for how much there is actually to do in the game. Like, there are quests and whatnot, so maybe we'll get like a quest update, but I think in terms of like the amount of quests that you get in the game, you have maybe at most 2 or 3, and even then I'm kind of stretching the definition of whether or not you can consider some of them as quests, because it will tell you something like you need to go here and here, and then it'll be like, quest 1 has this and this and this and this that you have to do to complete it, but then whenever you complete it, it's like immediately onto another one, so I don't know if that counts as a new one, because the ice quest, or the ice region quest, is insanely long, which is fine, but at the same time, I feel like maybe it should have had a longer index so I can track what it is that I had done prior to it. I don't know. It's quite a lot of stuff that happens. The ice area is so big, lol. Yeah, right? I think I spent like half an hour just running from one side of the map to the other. Oh my gosh, that Blizzard's quest, though? I really hated the Blizzard's quest. I swear, I missed one of them. And then there was no guide at the time because I was playing the update when it came out. There was no updates, and I had to make a build that allowed me to climb on top of one of the mountains. And then when I was on top of one of the mountains, I took screenshots around the area so that I could compare what before and after looked like once I had cleared out a blizzard, just so that I would maybe be able to find them, because they are like... Trying to find whites on whites is incredibly difficult. It's not easy. I've been grinding it for hours and I still haven't cleared out the whole place. Yeah, and there's like miniature quests that you can do. There are like multiple caves that you can go inside to find stuff. I'm curious, did you get the, mist something? Did you get the mist blade? It's a scythe weapon. It's one of the ones that I was actually using whenever I streamed it. That scythe weapon is one of my favorites. What kind of build do you have going on so far? Like when I made that one initially, I was thinking to myself, doesn't this seem a little bit too busted? Because some of the build combinations that you make end up feeling really good, but also it's like, oh my gosh, this is way too powerful. I basically kill everything just by swinging in their general direction, because that, it's not much of a secret weapon per se, but it is a challenge reward. It's a challenge reward that you find by going in the first area and defeating, I think, 15-ish waves of enemies without dying once. Otherwise, you have to restart the whole thing. And all I found right now is Raiju's Fang Blades. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a different one then. Basically, this scythe weapon deals ice damage in an area. And a poison dagger called Thorn. I think I've got that one as well. The scythe weapon deals ice damage in an area. And it doesn't sound like much, but when you pair it with some of the other ice weapons, one of them is like summon a blizzard whenever you deal ice damage. So the scythe attacks for ice damage, but it also leaves a lingering effect of ice damage. And it deals damage every, I think, 0.5 seconds. So it'll do 2 attacks in 1 second, even if you don't hit them, because it does AoE damage. And because that one blizzard spell gets activated, it ends up creating a new blizzard every single tick of damage that they take from ice damage. Which means that you end up with like 15 blizzards and maybe 10 ice spikes in just like the same spots. It is a ridiculous amount of ice spikes that you can end up with. And I think that's what makes Voin a whole lot of fun. It's just like the insane and crazy amount of builds that you can make with all of it. I have the most fun, at least, making crazy builds. My main build is Electro, though. Oh. What made you go with that? Or was it just because of, like, build availability? I think for me, the reason why I went with an ice build in the first place was not only because it was like, okay, I've got all of the things ready for it, but it's because I wanted to kind of show off, like, oh, look at this rare or secret weapon that I got. Look at this rare or secret weapon that I found, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. What can I say? What can I say? So I quite like it, all things considered. I'm back. Internet problem? Internet problem? Well, I'm glad you're back, Kaimana. You missed out on some really cool and awesome epic discussion about Voin, which you probably don't care about. So, maybe it doesn't matter. But, yeah, I'm curious when Helios and everyone else is going to show up. I was going to tell Helios that I'd been listening to a little bit of the, what's it called? the Golden Sun soundtrack. Because he posted a link to one of the Golden Sun soundtracks. I can't remember what one it was specifically. Actually, I can check. It was... No, that's the wrong tab. Okay. Maybe it was this one? No, it wasn't that one. I must have closed the tab. But it was like a 1-hour playlist or so of Golden Sun soundtrack / music that I was listening to at the time that he had recommended to me. Hello, Kirigami! Welcome, welcome! So it's my fast traversing build too. Oh, I see. So you've picked it because it goes really fast as well. Yeah, actually, I don't think I've seen that blue flask at the top. Is that from completing the ice area? Maybe it's not. Also, I see you've, like, grinded out way more than me. I don't have my stuff at level 14 already. Most of my stuff is, like, already insanely powerful, and I think I only have, like, 2 or 3 things at level 14. It's blue because I went past 15 plus upgrades. Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, I thought that you could only go up to, like, 15 or so. So, damn expensive after that. I see. Okay, well, I mean, that's a lot of grinding. You've got 37 augments left, by the way. Augments? You got 37 augments left to upgrade on just your Storm Tachi. That's quite interesting. I'm curious when they're gonna show up. I just want to talk about Shinsekai Yori already, but maybe I just move on to the segments. I don't know. First, before we begin... how or what did you guys think of episodes 12 to 18 in that case? I know that Kaimana, I'm assuming you've watched it, and Mr. Brown, I assume you've watched it as well. What did you both think? I will miss Maria. Yeah, Maria is one of my favorite characters. I'm so sad that she's gone. Just tell me what this is. Just tell me what is this game you're playing again. Another one to my wish list. It's called Rune Dice. R-U-N-E space D-I-C-E. Rune Dice. Rune Dice, it's, it was released recently. I remember playing the demo for it during Steam... No, wait, did it release during Steam Next Fest? I remember playing the demo for it, but I don't remember when. And I enjoyed it, and I was like, oh man, this has, like, such crazy good potential. So I followed it, I bought it when it came out, and then I played it for a while, and it's good, but as I've said probably prior to this, and I'll say it again, I really want it to be even more hectic than it is. I want way more things to be happening on my screen all the time. I hate Squealer, or whatever his name is. Yeah, Squealer is not to be trusted. Absolutely not to be trusted. And to be honest, I like Saki more. Squealer can myth off, so can whatever the tyrant one is called, Yakomaru or whatever. That's still Squealer. Yakomaru is still Squealer. That's after he gets his title. What's it called? So Squealer becomes Yakomaru, and Kiromaru is the white-haired one that's like the size of a teenager, I think it is. Something like that. They're around that height. But yeah, it's things get pretty intense. Things get pretty intense all the way up until that point, and oh my gosh, I can't express how good Shinsekai Yori gets, like, in this last stretch, because everything that has been built up to so far has got reason to be the way it is. And I think there are so many different elements to the anime that have been foreshadowed before. I don't know if you guys caught on to some of the mysteries or some of the things that have been explained prior to or previously in, like, some of the other episodes, but there are a bunch of, like, oh, did you realize this had happened? And it's like, wait, no, I didn't realize this had happened. And even in some of the beginnings to the episodes, they talk about or kind of allude to some of the things that will happen later on. Again, I'm being so vague because I don't want to spoil any mystery that you guys might experience from this, because I think there are genuinely genuinely so many cool elements to all of it that I don't want to ruin the reveals for. I just hope they're not dead. Who? Who do you hope is not dead? If they are, they might be sided with the Robberfly Rats. Well, who knows? Could it be the end of Kiromaru? I mean, we don't know. We don't know exactly where he went or what happened to him. We only know that potentially he fled because his body wasn't on the battlefield. And Maria and Mamoru? Well, we also aren't... Well, actually, I mean, I just hope they're not dead. I mean... Well, I'll give it 3 more minutes. I'm going to give them 3 more minutes. If they're not here by then we're going to start. But I'm going to go through all the episode recaps, and then I'll give my thoughts and some of the notes that I have. I obviously won't be revealing any of, like, the major plot reveals or anything like that, or, openly disclosing, per se, some of the mysteries that have happened. But why does it show only 2 viewers? I don't know, because it's only you and Mr. Brown. There's clearly at least 3. It could be Twitch. I only see you and Mr. Brown. I saw Kirigami joined in, and I know that Silent Scythe was here prior. I know Maladaptive did his weekly check-in because he's still on vacation, so I can't say for sure otherwise. But yeah, probably just you 2. So, wow. There's just us 2. Yeah, I mean, it was otherwise going to be that, or it was going to be me talking the entire time, you know? So, whoa, where's Rimbun? I couldn't say. You could, well, I'm not going to push you guys to. I don't want to force you guys to, but you can always check on each other in Discord and whatnot. I mean, the points in parts of a community Discord server is so that, you know, I was kind of curious to myself if I even do the notifications or anything like that for some of the streams, but I figured that you could always just turn on the channel so that you're notified whenever a stream starts. So, also, it's meant to send out an email and everything. I'm on my personal accounts on mobile, though. Ugh. What? A personal account? Kaimon, are you saying this is an alt to you? Are you saying that this is just all alt stuff to you? Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. The truth comes out. Kaimana actually doesn't consider us main account material. Yep. Tragic. Tragic. So rude. I know, right? I can't believe this. No. I'm Jellyfish IRL. I'm Jellyfish. I'm Kaimana. No, I don't know. You began talking about that as if, like, you had more beyond being a jellyfish. That's I promise I'm not human. Usually that's not the first thing that people would say, but in your case, it kind of makes sense. In your case, it kind of makes sense, but that's not usually the first thing that people would say. But yes, I don't know. Maybe not human, but also maybe a little bit loony. Maybe a little bit loony. I'm thinking maybe I should upgrade one of these dies. Here we go. We'll do that. Oh my gosh, we got a +6. We've got a +6 die. That's kind of crazy. I know the highest that you can go with this is a +9. But I've very rarely, if ever, gotten a die to +9. I don't think I've ever actually gotten a die to +9. Also, I will probably be streaming Slots and Dungeons next Sunday is the game that I play, because then the full game is released. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait for that game to get a full release. But yeah, well, the time is up. The time is coming, so have I. Anyone who's late will have to cry, because now it's time to begin talking about Shinsekai Yori. First, I'll read your message. I picked up the guitar again, and I'm afraid I lost my hard fingertips in months. It hurts again. Did you develop calloused fingers? And how long were you playing it? To have calloused fingers, I thought it took like months to get. Doesn't it take to develop calloused fingertips for playing the guitar? Maybe it depends on person to person, but I guess as a jellyfish, maybe it's like way faster for you? I'm not sure. But I never remember having calloused fingertips for playing the guitar. No, not calloused or whatever, but my fingertips hardened. Yeah, that's forming calluses. Kaimana, that's what forming calluses is. That's like hardened skin. It's thicker skin around the points of contact wherever your calluses are. So that would make sense. Then I stopped practicing. Yeah, but it depends on how much time you've done it for. I'm sure it'll come back eventually, but when that eventually is, I've no clue. But it looked white and structured online. Yeah, because those are thickly developed calluses. Calluses vary from like... usually it's just slightly thicker skin to slightly more red. Like, if you look at beginner gym hands or whatever, you can probably notice how those look comparatively. Those are pretty rough, but in the beginning they build up pretty quickly as well, just because of how much strain you put your hands through. I don't want those. Ew. I mean, that's what you're going to develop by playing the guitar a whole bunch. That's just how calluses look. But yes, it's time. It's time to begin the Shinsekai Yori explanation and discussion and talks and everything. Not the white cheese-like ones. Okay, cheese ones. Whatever you say, Kaimana. Forget about the cheese hands or whatever you describe them as. So, we're on episode 13 in this case, where cheese, still looking for Mamoru. They end up by the forest boundary of it, with no luck in finding it. They then find sled tracks, thinking it's more likely to be him than not, and that the tracks are deep, which implies that he took luggage with him. They believe that he took a sled and not a boat because he's trying to go back to the mountain where they had originally found the Minoshiro. After following his tracks everywhere, it seems that he was saved by a queer rat after collapsing in the snow. Mamoru explains that he ran away because he didn't want to die. He says that after everything they've been through, that he's too weak and isn't talented like everyone else. That he's likely to be put on the list of people who have to be removed by the education board because he's heard that people keep secrets from him and that a copycat has visited him twice, implying that he is going to be cut off. He's going to be cut off. The second time he was attacked, something protected him by killing the copycat immediately. However, Mamoru also remembers that he'd seen the cat before somewhere, and that it was a memory that had been erased from him prior. Oh, what memory? What memory might have been erased from Mamoru at this point? I have no clue, but, very curious, isn't it? To hear that perhaps Mamoru has already seen some of the copycats already. So, yeah, he claims that he had seen some of them, that he was going to be killed by one of them, and that, well, he was saved by some mysterious force. But who's that mysterious force? Well, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but actually it has sort of been revealed and everything like that. I bet the one killing cat was Shun. He's not dead, I'm pretty sure. Okay. I don't know, he seemed pretty dead. Yeah, right? Like, everything is telling Kaimana, you know, Shun might actually be gone. And she's like, no, I don't think he is. Okay, what's your reasoning for this? I just don't think he'd die. I don't think he'd die like that. Even if he wasn't, he would basically nuke the whole country. Exactly. There was a reason why he had to take himself out and why everything faded to white after he died, and that's because he basically blew up in a Kansas explosion. As we recall, or as we link back to one of the earlier episodes when they were discussing what a Kantai looks like, or compared to a, what's it called? If we look at Kantai compared to nuclear weapons, yes, they're more deadly, at least at first, but a Cantus is more deadly in the sense that it can continue going even after, because, well, people don't stop once. They continue so long as they have food and sustenance to keep them going, which is what makes them more powerful. However, the fact that he woke up one night and had blown up his entire house, I think insinuates that even at that point, while he wasn't losing control, he had already begun to see all of the effects of everything that had gone on. Which means, yeah, I'm almost certain that we can probably rule out his death as being what caused the explosion, hence naming the place Witherwood instead. And in case you guys don't remember, Witherwood was what they named Pinewind after the explosion and after Shun's death. In episode 14, the episode starts with Satoru and Saki returning back home because they're worried they'll be caught missing otherwise. Maria and Mamoru are seen hugging, and Maria whispers something. Saki is then called by the academics committee upon returning. They ask her when she found out, when she left, and whether or not she was keeping it from them in the case of them going missing, Mamoru and Maria and everyone like that, and why she didn't report back to them immediately. Hello, Maladaptive. Welcome. Let's see. Saki recalls the words that Maria whispered were that Maria would live together with Mamoru off of the land. But she doesn't tell the council this, or the courts per se. She only says that Maria is still persuading Mamoru to come back home and to return to their village. She says that Mamoru, however, will not return because he fears death from the tainted cats, as he has been chased by them twice more. The council then calls Saki repulsive for suggesting that both Saki and Mamoru believe this in the first place, insinuating that what she's saying is all lies. However, Tomiko, the leader of the ethics committee, interferes with the board of education right now. Tomiko blames the academic committee for not getting rid of him fast enough and causing this situation. What is this, bro? Are you meaning the game, or are you meaning what I'm reading aloud right now? Because I'm reading aloud some episode synopsis that I wrote down for that I wrote down for Shinsekai Yori. The game, it's called Rune Dice. I like showing off a whole bunch of like indie games and everything that I play on Sundays. It's just a bit of what I do. 2048 roguelike? Not exactly, but I see where you're coming from. I think, honestly, I was never really a big fan of 2048s. I much prefer things like this, though I wish this game were a bit more hectic. Just more dice all over the place. But I guess it builds up to it. So Tomiko blames the academic committee for not getting rid of him fast enough. However, the academic committee eventually drops the claims as Tomiko reveals that Saki, as well as the rest of the group, already know about the tainted cats. 2048 Slay the Spire. I mean, kind of, but also not really. There are more interactions and effects, but also not nearly as many as Slay the Spire, which is maybe like the downside of it, so to speak. This looks nothing like 2048. Well, it has combining dice. Isn't that close enough, Mr. Brown? Come on. Have a little bit of imagination, why don't you? So, let's see. Where did I leave off? Through talking with Tomiko after, Saki questions why or what experiments were put on Group 1. Tomiko says that only different things were applied to each of them independently, but that she regrets having to get rid of a genius like Shun as a result of that. Ironically, Maria and Mamoru leaving for the wilderness was probably one of the most rational decisions that they had made since performing the experiments on their group. However, at this point as well, Tomiko reveals that only 50,000 to 60,000 of the people remain in Japan, and that the thing that scares Tomiko the most is that humans have infinite power with their kantai, much more fearsome than the nuclear bomb, which is how we get back to this. Tomiko then refuses to answer why she holds so much power and sway within the council for both the ethics committee and the academic committee, but Tomiko also explains her secret. She says that she has a lot of time. She is 267 years old, which is quite old, but, well, I guess in comparison a bit young, right? She's been a chairman for at least 170 years, and the last recorded fiend, and has met the last recorded fiend, but her power is that she can regrow and lengthen her telomeres, essentially slowing down the ability of her cells dying, but doesn't know if it's eternal exactly. So, to answer Saki's question of why she held so much power is because she had hundreds of years of experience. After that, Saki and Satoru were set to bring Maria and Mamoru back, but lose the trail due to falling snow and the fact that the igloo that they were staying in had been destroyed. Hello, Wilson Wiz. What's up? Welcome. How are you doing? We're just discussing a bit of Shinsekai Yori as a part of the Animanga Club for this month. So I'm seeing everyone joining about now. But yeah, how are you guys doing? How are you, Wilson Wiz? And I've already asked Maladaptive before, but like, I don't know. How are you doing again? I suppose. How are you doing again? And let's see. What do you guys think so far of Tomiko? I really like Tomiko. I feel like she's a good offset and like a source of information throughout the series as to why some of the council is acting that way. Because, I mean, from their perspective, right? You have to imagine that all of the adults must be thinking like, oh my gosh, did you see what happened to Shun? Like, he was essentially a bomb and about to blow up. And the only thing stopping anyone in this situation was the fact that Saki was able to calm them down. I thought you were talking about some laboratory stuffs. Not exactly, but yes, I am technically. Mostly because I'm talking about Shinsekai Yori, aka From the New World, which is an anime about lab experiments being done on a bunch of kids in a post-apocalyptic world, where humans have developed psychokinesis or Esper abilities in general. It's a really, really good show. One of my favorites, if not my most favorite. I just ate rotisserie, and now I'm drinking some country club. Well. This club has a lot of country for that. Then I wasn't that far off? No, exactly. You got pretty close on it. I mean, it is about experiments and whatnot, but it's more so about, like, okay, what do we do to keep humans from trying to kill each other in the apocalypse? Mostly because humans with the ability to all be espers and everything like that have the ability to just, like, massacre everyone at will. So they're trying to think of ways like, oh, well, how do we actually stop that, and how do we prevent people from wanting to massacre everyone? Because as I went over in episode 13, one of Tomiko's points, one of the leader of the ethics boards, said humans with Esper abilities are essentially like nuclear bombs that can continue so long as they have food and water. And that's one of the main reasons why they were able to wipe out the world's population to, I think, okay, I could be massively wrong, but it's like 0.0001%. I'm not sure exactly how much it was, but it's something like that. So episode 14 ends with Tomiko basically explaining that she's really, really old and has extended her telomeres way beyond the past of, like, having lived a normal person's age, and the only reason she lives until this point is because she's lived for so long and has witnessed so much, as well as one of the previous fiends, so she has basically first-hand experience with them. In episode 15, however, because of the igloo being found, Saki breaks down upon seeing this, but Satoru tells her to not give up, that they're still alive but have probably hidden their tracks. While looking for them, they come across a queer rat and begin to hunt it down, but Saki falls down a snow trap. Upon being saved, it turns out that they're now inside Squealer's, aka Yakomaru's colony. However, Squealer seems very cautious about why they seek out the goat moth colony. They insist that they're going to find their friends, but while Squealer shows them around the colony, he shows off the new technology after having formed a coalition between some of the queer rat colonies. The new concrete buildings, factories, and metalworks, or metallurgy, and that now the queens have been made into breeding stock by stapling her to a wall, which was honestly kind of brutal. It was really brutal getting to that point. It's like they walk inside the cave and they're like, oh no, watch out, the queen is probably struggling and everything like that. The queen is suffering and we need to take care of the queen. And Squealer's just like, oh, fine, turn on the lights. And as soon as the lights go on, it's immediate, like, oh yeah, the queen is in agony, stapled to the wall, turned into breeding stock, and people are just funneling babies out of her. It's messed up in that sense. So, where did I stop? He says it's because... Wait. Yeah, he says it's because they formed a democracy. That was a really cruel scene. It was. It was. Squealer reasons, or Yakomaru reasons, that why they did this is because the queens were beginning to disagree. The queens had begun to disagree with everything that they had done. They didn't believe that the importance of a singular life had any relevancy to the conversation and that only the queen's life was important. Therefore, they were more than willing, the queens in this case, were more than willing to get rid of all of her subjects as a result of it. So, Squealer decides to take things into his own hands and says, "No more, queen. No more." And staples her to the ground, skins her alive, basically, and decides, yep, that's it. We're good now. It's then reasoned by Satoru that perhaps Squealer got info about human society somehow, because how else would they have concrete and know of the term democracy and other philosophies that Yakumato had discussed about? Saki worries, what if Squealer does to a human like they had done to their queen, aka what if Squealer had taken a human and used them as livestock and begun breeding humans for the purpose of war instead? And that's how they take over the place of human civilizations? Well, we don't know so yet. Eventually, however, Squealer in the morning leads them towards Squonk's colony. And in case you guys don't remember who Squonk was one of the queer rats, or the rats people, that helped them out very, very, very early on when they were lost inside the woods, or also one of the queer rats that they saved whenever they were by the waterfront when they were really young. Oh, so that's what happened? I mean, Squealer said it was because the queen was mentally unstable, but I guess that wasn't true. It is a bit of both, isn't it? He did say that he believes the queens are mentally unstable, but he said it was because they didn't value the lives of the individual. They only cared about the lives of themselves, and therefore not the majority. So it has a whole bunch of reasoning, or reasons as to why that's even the case. But yeah, there are more than a few, at least. It's then reasoned by... yeah, okay, here we go. Eventually, Squonk doesn't know where they went, in this case, Mamoru and Maria, but he was only given a letter for them to read. Episode 16 starts with To Saki, my love. It's the letter from Maria, saying that she was leaving because of Mamoru and apologizes to her. She pleads for Saki and Satoru to not look for them, saying it's ironic how Mamoru had said the same thing to them. She explains that she feels like a pot to be discarded, as those with cracks are marked for destruction, and are very... Sorry, I'm reading your chat at the same time and it's throwing me off. They honestly should have wiped out the robber fly colony as soon as they started to act like humans. Yes, but at the same time, like, they don't want the humans or some of the education boards to figure out, right? Which is why they were so insistent on, like, okay, we can't let them figure out that that Mamoru and Maria are missing, not because we didn't hand them back in, or actually because we didn't hand them back in, that they are still missing. That letter, my cute Maria. Yeah, Maria's my favorite. She's honestly such a wonderful character. I really love Maria. Super cute. Also, some of the flashback scenes with small Maria are so cute. She's adorable. She wears so many different cute little outfits. She then says, yeah, she feels like a pot to be discarded, as whenever they show cracks, they're immediately marked for destruction and are thrown out. She says that out of everyone, Saki is the strongest and feels like nothing phases her. However, Mamoru would die if Maria even so much as let him out of her sights. The villagers think that they can kill their children and to be considered a normal human society. Metaphorically, it is said that the elders are watching a million eggs hatching into angels, but only one of them has to turn into a demon to eventually kill them all. So, to be killed means that you will eventually be forgotten, as all of your memories of that person will be erased, and parents eventually forget about their children. Maria knew that if she were to be disposed of, that Saki would do everything to save her, and that's why she feels like the only thing she could do was to leave. Yeah, I really love her hair. Yeah, she has a lot of cute hairstyles and whatnot. Yeah, but she chose Mamoru and to run away with him. Screw Mamoru. What? Honestly, I do agree. I don't so much like Mamoru. He's a bit of a crybaby, all things considered, and I don't think that... I know it sucks, but Maria probably could have done better going with someone else, or just not going in the first place. Yeah, so parents will eventually forget about their children. and Maria knew that if she was disposed of, Saki would do everything to save her. However, their friend they do not remember the name of, aka Shun, now known as Person X, was completely forgotten, so she knows that it's inevitable even if she were to try. That's why Maria has to be there and has to leave with Mamoru. She tells Saki to please say that she died instead. Say that they died as Maria and Mamoru are instead escaping far away. Saki and Satoru tell Squealer, aka Yakomaru, that they, and he too, should report that Maria and Mamoru are dead. He says he'll report that they fell down a ravine and also provide fake bones that he can use to falsify the reports and hide all of their tracks. He says, wait. What? I think I mistyped this. He says the B ones. Oh, he says the bones. There will be ones? No, he says the bones. Okay. He says the bones will be made from other queer rat. Hello, Louis the Llama. Also, let's see. I think I missed some of your stuff. Mess Mamoru. I love you so much, Saki, but tough stuff I'm going through with Mamoru now. Bye! Yeah, essentially. But, you know, I think it was in Maria's nature to want to care for others, and she felt like, well, as Tomiko had said, the chain is only as strong as the weakest link, and she felt like she had to be there for Mamoru, in which case this was the, quote, best solution that she could think of. How are you doing, Louis the Llama, though? How are you? How are you? We're just discussing some of Shinsekai Yori, which is an anime about post-apocalypse children essentially being given supernatural or Esper-like powers, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it thoroughly, and we're discussing some of it now. I'm going through all of my points and everything, but I hope you've had a wonderful weekend thus far. So, let's see. So, yeah, Maria says that she has to be there for Mamoru, and the bones will be made from other queer rats, and Yakomaru says that he will shave them down to make it look as if they are real, or that they are very similar to human bones and whatnot, which is quite eerie, to say the least. It's quite eerie to say that he's going to falsify the reports and everything. However, Saki recounts how her world used to only consist of the Sage Academy, or more specifically, Group 1, and now only her and Satoru are left out of everyone. That whole scene with the flashbacks, and then she breaks down crying because it's like, it's quite literally the scene, all my friends are dead! Yeah, it was so, I have to admit, I was tearing up at that. It's genuinely heart-wrenching. It's so gut-wrenching to see every single person just slowly be knocked off. Like, you start with 6 characters, and then it's 1, and then it's 2, and then it's 3. Just everyone is gone. Everyone is gone. Yeah, that stuff was sad. It's just the 2 of them now. Yep. And even when we get to one of the time skips, apparently they had an argument and didn't want to talk to each other as well, so that wasn't even the end. But you know what? Satoru is such an ikemen now. I love him. You only like him because he's attractive now. Come on, Kaimana. Don't do this. Don't do this. Yes, but Saki laments that... Oh, wait, no. Yes, Saki laments that she's now only there with Satoru. She laments that she'd wished to not see more of the world and that she's going to die alone. While dreaming, Saki sees a world of nightmares where she meets X again and asks where she can find Maria and what she should do, but he only gestures for her to be quiet. An igloo for the 3rd day as they go around looking for Mamoru and Maria again. So they know that they'll eventually lose their memories of Maria and Mamoru, but Satoru promises that they'll never let it all happen again. They won't let what happened to Mr. X happen again to the rest of them. That said, Maria and Mamoru are not found. Saki dreams of Mr. or Boy X again and says that... And Boy X says that Maria should not be found, but that she should die. And that's how episode 16 ends. Hello, D6! How are you doing? How are you doing? Auger slop? It's not auger slop. Why? It's not auger slop. This isn't auger slop. This is based. This is cool. This is fun. It's really awesome. Why should she die? Well, we don't know the reason why yet. That's what I'll call this genre of gaming from now on. No, you can't do that! You can't do that! These are fun games. You just don't understand, okay, D6? That's all. I just like recommending all of these different games for you all. Can't you guys treat me any nicer? And I'm just reciting through episode... Just so you know, that's episode 16. That's episode 16 that happened on. The fact that we get a little missing link saying that Mr. or Boy X, aka Shun, says Maria should die instead. Yeah, and I still blame you for making me addicted to Voin. That's not my fault. I'm giving you based and epic game suggestions. You should be thanking me, okay, Mr. Brown? However, we're gonna move on. I can't allow you guys to stall me. In episode 17, the episode starts with Saki lamenting why the people of the past had bred such ugly creatures, the naked mole rats, to become the revolting candidates for queer rats. After a time skip, now the age of 26, Saki has become head of the Department of Exospecies Control. Satoru has come in asking if queer rats are at war somewhere. Saki says that there aren't any, and that any war must be written under an application or they risk an entire colony extinction. Excuse me. However, while Satoru reads through the forms and everything, Saki says that Satoru is way more important and that what she does is basically pencil pushing to the colony, or to her village. Satoru laments at calling queer rats exospecies because technically they're bred in a lab, so to call them exospecies was a little bit weird to him in that case, but oh well. He kind of just brushes past that point. Still, Satoru thinks that the queer rats are waging war because there's a group that performed a surprise attack on the spider wasp colony, essentially declaring war on Kidomaru. In case you don't remember the names of it, the spider wasps and the giant hornets are a part of Kidomaru, Kidomaru's faction, essentially. And the robber fly colony is Yakomaru, or Squealer's colony. But the goat moths are like a sub-colony that is trying to be neutral in between every single one of these, just as a reminder for all the different colonies. Because yeah, it does go into a lot of the different names for all of these. So, hello, Mississippi Gonzo Red Corn. How are you doing? We're just discussing episode 17 of Shinsekai Yori right now. I hope your weekend has been well. Saki then laments again that Satoru and her had a falling out up until now, but this incident allowed them to make up again. So, in other words, Saki and Satoru, before this point, before he had arrived in her office, decided or had gotten into an argument prior. Oh my gosh, Kaimana gets another double redeem. Okay. Anyways, yeah, she laments that why? I don't know, but you keep spinning on the wheel. This is a curse? Yeah, you keep spinning on the wheel, though. This is of your own doing, Kaimana. Laments that blah, 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 blah. They had a falling out, but this event is what allowed them to reconnect and to rekindle their friendship again. Saki then says that the robber fly colony only makes up a small group of 50,000 queer rats, whereas the large group of the spider wasps are approximately 500,000 strong. So, as we can tell, the gap disparity, Kidomaru has like a massive army behind them. The robber fly colony has abandoned their queen as their leaders and have turned them into a breeding stock instead. However, it's reported that the goat moths were the attackers, but are considered close allies with the robber fly colony. The two representatives, Yakomaru and Kidomaru, are then called in to have a discussion as representatives. Kidomaru says that it's by order of the robber fly colony that the goat moth colony had attacked the spider wasps. To which, of course, Yakomaru refutes. He says that this is not true. What Kidomaru is trying to do is trying to force his hand to try and get them to act as allies, even though they don't want to act as such, and is trying to force them into becoming subservient as a ruse. Yakumaru, yes, subservient as a ruse by their queen, and that it's a threat to frame them entirely for the situation. Kidomaru says to not believe his treachery, but Yakumaru continues. He says that the queen oversees the political matters, and that, however, despite that, most of the politics is instead handed over to one of the regents of it. What are you guys talking about? I'm going to hack Auger's PC to get better odds. It's the same odds. It's the same odds. I've done nothing. I've done nothing. Okay? I've done nothing here. Yes, it's handed over to a regent. So Grandma says that this seems like Yakumaru is much more familiar with the goat moth's inner workings because of how he's able to comment on some of this. Oh, why does he know this? Why does he know this? Kidomaru smiles, and Yakumaru begins to stumble over his words, saying that it's because of the diplomacy that this is so. Yakumaru says that it's absurd for them to attack, but if it were framed by the giant hornet colony, aka Kidomaru's colony, the way they procured the weapons and the reasons for framing them makes much more sense. Yakumaru says that they have embraced democracy, and that everyone holds an important part in the universe. But in the giant hornet colony, all of the workers are expendable. Essentially trying to say that, oh, well, the giant hornet colony probably doesn't care about the workers that had been sent out or that had been killed as a part of the goat moth colony, because they don't care about each individual, they only care to fulfill some kind of end goal in that case. Yakumaru says that they, embrace democracy. Thusly, the meeting is adjourned with no decision made by any of the council involved. The giant hornets, at the beginning of the next day, starts another fight with one of the colonies. However, as they fight, it's noticed that their technology has reached a startling point. It's reached the Warring States period, where they now have access to gunpowder and other metallurgy armory. So, Saki says that... Oh yeah, Saki's boss actually comments on a bit of this, saying that they're the most fearsome colony of all, not only because of the technology that they possess, but also because at the beginning of each war, the giant hornet colony begins to take drugs to suppress fear, to strengthen devotion, increase their loyalty, and turn them into the most fearsome warrior, because they no longer fear death. Kidomaru returns victorious after an hour, saying he apologizes for taking more than 1 hour to wipe out the entirety of the colony that he was invading or attacking. So there is a lot of feud and a lot of war and politics in this episode. However, after or otherwise, the other battlefields are not exactly the same. The spider wasps have apparently defected from the giant hornet colony, joining the goat moths and tying them equally, meaning that they managed to level the playing field with their units or troops, and have thus leveled the playing field. So, yeah. Wait, so since Kai's next reward should have been doubled and she got double the reward again, does she get something? No. She used her next redeem on spinning the wheel twice. So you can refund her 1,000 points and then 1,000 points for the one reward that she won, and then she has 2x redeem. She does not get 4x redeem because you're not redeeming a redeem to get redeems. You are redeeming something which then uses your double redeem, which then gives you 2 spins. It doesn't give you 4 spins because you win. Also, no, it does not give her 3 wishes. What if the queer rats made Mamoru and Maria into puppets and used them, and that's how they got their DNA and all, and then they killed them or something? There's no way of saying. No way of saying so far. However, there are a couple more issues here. There are a couple more issues, and I think we get into that... Oh no, maybe I skipped over this a little bit. Yeah, they adjourned the meeting because they also mention a couple of things. So a 1k refund? Yeah, basically. No, I got double before and double now, so it's 4 times whatever reward I get. That's not how it works, Kaimana. Have you read the description? It said doubles your next redeem. And when you redeem something, you are spinning the wheel. That is a redeem. So you spin the wheel twice. That's how it works. That is double the redeem because you redeem to spin the wheel. It's the next thing you spend points on. That's how it works. It's not anything else. Exactly. But yeah, so there are... Hello, Solstix! Welcome! How's your weekend been? I hope you've been wonderful. So another spin? Yeah, essentially. Well, you spun twice, didn't you? Or maybe you hadn't. But I got 2 doubles? Yes. Yes, it's 2 spins. I didn't consent to the terms of surface, though. You consent as soon as you hit go. Or as soon as you accept. So, whatever, you get 1,000 refund? Yeah, exactly. Just refund her 1,000 and then she gets that free spin that she wanted. That's essentially it. No, it makes 2k. No, it doesn't. So, when you spin once, right? You spin once, and then you've spent your redeem, right? I need the spin to... Yes, but you're getting refunded to do that second spin. Kaimana, you start with... Let's start at 0. You start with 0, okay? And then you spend once, right? That is 1,000, but your next redeem is doubled, so that 1,000 turns into 2 spins. That's how it works. There you go, and now you've lost it. So... Wow, nice. There we go, problem solved. So how can you use the double thing if you can't spin? Literally any one of my other point redeems. Any one of my other point redeems count towards it. You can use it on, for instance, you could use it on the accent. You could use it on the divine intervention thing that I have going on. You could use it on adding a comment or a tip. You could do restart from last checkpoint. You could say something like an AI. You could make me draw something, etc. You can use it on anything. In fact, if you had wanted to, you could have spun the slot machine twice for like the guaranteed one or the 3-row one. You could have done that and then you would have had like 4,000 points discount or however much it costs. So yeah, you could have done that. So you can get 2 for the same price. Exactly. That's double the redeem in that case. But yeah, that is episode 17. And just so you know, in this episode as well, they confirmed that Maria and Mamoru are dead. They confirm it. They say that, oh, we found their bones. They are dead. Their bones were found at the scene, provided to us by Yakomaru, and they are both dead. So Kaimana should have asked for 2 spins. She doesn't have to ask for 2 spins. She just has to spend points once, and then I'll count whatever she spends the points on as being double. So no asking. It's your next redeem. That's the flavor text of it, or rather the actual text. Whatever you spend your next redeem on, I will do twice, or it will be done twice. So if she spent it on spinning the slot machine, then I'll spin the slot machine twice. If she had spun the 3 times slot machine, then I'll spin it twice. And then we'll give her whatever reward is from that. Maybe the queer rats got so evolved with science that they copied the DNAs and made clones, and the actual Maria and Mamoru aren't dead. If Maria is dead, I'll start to cry. Kaimana, I don't know what to tell you, but in that episode, they quite literally confirmed that, yep, they're all dead. They're dead. They confirmed with both their DNA, with their dental records, with, what else? Their clothes, their bones, dental records, and I'm not sure how much else. But they had a lot of things that they used to confirm it, and that's why Tomiko was able to say, without a shadow of a doubt, that, yes, Mamoru and Maria are dead. And that's it. That's the end of episode 17. Wait. Wasn't that the rat bones, though, and the old woman was just lying about it? Nope. She has no reason to lie. And you can see WTF? Yes. So you find out in this episode, as opposed to, I think it was episode 15 or whatever it was, Squealer lied about procuring the bones, or about falsifying the bones, rather, of Maria and Mamoru. Instead, he provided the actual bones of Maria and Mamoru. They are dead. They are no longer alive. Bro. Yes, exactly. It was revealed in that episode. I know there was a lot of like political dialogue and intrigue in that episode, but yes, that was one of the things that was plainly stated, but it doesn't reveal some of the mystery, so I'm perfectly fine revealing that. I hate him. Yeah. So, episode 18, where things really start to go bad, where they begin. So, episode 18, they reveal that the deaths are at a rate of 10-0 during the war, meaning that the giant hornets were completely obliterated. However, they say that Kidomaru managed to escape or that his body wasn't found. One peculiarity, however, was that the giant hornets had no weapons. Also, let me just start another game. I'll pick the Bard. The Bard is cool. And then we'll do that. Yeah. So, they had no weapons on them in the giant hornets colony for whatever reason. Shisei had visited the battlefield afterwards and noticed that it had been swept completely clean. So, it was as if it was to hide all of their attacks. However, we fast forward to the night of the festival. The Crimson Flower, and this is... I don't know if you guys noticed, but this is the only episode thus far to have its title written out in red, maybe blood, instead of white, as it has been previously. So, or maybe the Queer Rats made experiments on Maria and Mamoru, and now they can use Cantus? We have no clue yet. We have no clue. So, on the night of the Festival of the Crimson Flower, Saki spots a child monster, but Satoru has never seen a child play one of the monsters at the festival before. A flashback to the meeting room, the Queer Rats have found a source of information. They have possibly found and captured and are using a false Minoshiro in order to extract information from it. They possess now Class 4 information, but Kaburagi says that they do not possess bombs or they would be dead, nor did the battlefield show any signs or marks of that. He comments that the battlefield seems awfully clean and that the bodies have been left in what look like unrecognizable lumps of flesh instead, and that all of the arrows never seem to have been drawn. After revealing this, it flashes back to mid-festival again. Saki hallucinates seeing Maria and chases after her, finding Maria, Mamoru, and Boy X. However, Satoru stops her. Flashback to the conference again. Kaburagi says that every giant hornet had an arrow on the battlefield and it was undamaged, so it can't be bombs or something would have been charred. The only way that he can explain undamaged arrows is if a Cantus were used. The giant hornet colony, therefore, must have been annihilated by a Cantus user, and somehow Kidomaru was able to escape. However, there are no suspects except for those who have fled the villages long ago, but their bones exist, therefore it cannot be them. However, Kaburagi also doubts this as he believes it was proved false by Yakumaru. However, Tomiko says that they've examined the remains and that those are human bones, no inconsistencies have been found, and every single person has been accounted for in every single one of the colonies, including their DNA, dental records, etc. It is then certain that Maria and Mamoru have died as those were the last of their remains. It is then approved by the committee that the robberfly colony will be wiped out. It's suggested, but shot down, that the summer festival shall be postponed, as one of the generals decides we can't do that because it would stir up too much unruly unrest and whatnots, and people should just be able to enjoy the festival as they see fit. Flash forward to the festival, they spot the child dressed as a monster, and suddenly they hear a fly, or at least a mosquito. Satoru comments that it's weird how a fly managed to pass through the holy barrier, as it's meant to keep all forms of life, including insects and other forms, outside of it. But as they look back to the alleyway where the child monster was, the man who was greeting the child was dead, and Satoru says that it must have actually been a queer rat, and it's a last-ditch effort to not be slaughtered as the robberfly colony knows that it's going to be wiped out the morning of. Suddenly, an explosion happens and arrows are launched into the skies as queer rats begin to flood the streets of the festival. Satoru says that they must be trying to surround the main square, and at the main square, Kaburagi says that he will handle all of it alone. Then, at the square inside the barrier that Kaburagi has set up, the queer rats have released a kind of poison in order to kill everyone inside the barrier. However, Kaburagi then dissipates the poison by, blowing wind upstream, I don't know how to... Upwind, that's it. Blowing the wind back up, upwind. So in the opposite direction, killing all the queer rats in the forest. And even though he has killed all of them in the forest, it seems that some queer rats had snuck into the barrier already, meaning that they had infiltrated and begin to launch a surprise attack. As we see in that moment, one of the other generals gets shot dead by one of the muskets that the queer rats were holding, and immediately an explosion goes off and Kaburagi kills them, the queer rats, for having invaded. So, already off to a great start, aren't we? As we cut back to Kaburagi, killing the rest of the queer rats, suicide bombers jump on top of the tower and try to kill him as well. But his mask is blown off and he contains the explosion using his Cantus, revealing that Kaburagi has a... And honestly, this is one of the first, I think, moments in anime. Actually, you guys would have to correct me, but I think this is one of the first times I've ever seen polychoria in a character, like, as proper as Kaburagi has. Polychoria, in case you don't know, is where you have two pupils, or two eyes, or like two fully formed eyes on each eyeball. So he basically has double vision on both eyes. Upon the death of the second general, a soul is seen returning to the sky. It's the spirit of a woman attempting to create some form of death feedback to whoever the Cantus user might have been. After the first invasion, Saki is to investigate with a group around the village to find the remaining queer rats, and Tomiko comments that Yakumaru will be subjected to a slow, protracted death for his actions that he's committed thus far. In a hallucination, Saki sees Maria, and Maria comments that since they're both girls, they couldn't possibly have had a kid, could they? That's a thing. Yes, polychoria is a real thing. It's a very real thing. It's super duper rare though. Actually, how rare is polychoria? It is. Let's see. I wonder as well if people with polychoria can even see properly, because you do have two irises. It looks literally like someone took the copy tool on Paint and then like clone stamped you right next to you. So maybe they see extra? I don't think that's the case. Let's ask. Okay, Grok, do people with polychoria see double, or what does their vision look like? It's kind of insane, isn't it? Like, again, even though you say, I'm sure that it was used in some animes too, Mr. Brown, I kind of doubt it was. Oh, actually, people with polychoria experience a certain case of double vision or ghost images. It depends on how far the extra pupils are shaped and where they're positioned, because light can enter the eye through multiple openings instead of one, receiving overlapping images. Wow, okay, crazy. So they actually get like a full double vision. It's not a dummy. It's literally a hole into the eye. So they are seeing double. Strabism operations can also cause double vision. I'm not sure what that is exactly. That must be hard. Yeah, it must be very hard. But I imagine that like after a certain point, maybe you get used to it. I don't know. Like, I guess I would imagine it's kind of like being unfocused the entire time, or like being cross-eyed but on both eyes. Again, it's like, oh, can you imagine if you had 4 arms and you decided to like do something with just one side of your arms? Like, it's kind of like that question. It's really difficult to imagine. It sounds really cool, but it's probably annoying. Yeah, I think hopefully I would imagine, or I would hope just in general that they eventually learn how to live with it. But yeah, apparently because of polychoria, distinguishing between different shades of light and dark becomes very difficult, making objects appear washed out or blended together because they keep seeing multiple colors. Oh, true. Yeah, because if we're going by like color theory and whatnot, then they see both lights and darks of the exact same color, so their contrast is completely messed up. Oh. Yeah, strabism is cross-eyed? Uh-huh. Okay. Is it permanent cross-eyedness in that case? But, huh. Yeah, I think, anyways, like, back to Shinsekai Yori, it's a cool detour. It's a very cool but unfortunate condition for whoever it happens to in real life, but Shisei Kaburagi From the New World, it doesn't seem to affect him so much. He's hailed as a prodigy, and in case you guys don't remember, if you guys don't remember who he is the prodigy, or the strongest Cantus user in the entirety of Shinsekai Yori. And if you would also remember, Shun was said to have superseded him in the future had he continued to live and not become a karma demon. And to give you an idea of his power, we see a bit of it in the episode, but if it was enough that Shun blew up an entire swamp, and that was his power going out of control, you can imagine just how insanely powerful Shisei Kaburagi is, just being able to control just that. Like, being fully in control and being able to blow up an entire swamp at will? I don't know. It's, I really, really like how the Esper abilities, or how Kantai, are characterized in, From the New World. It's such a cool rendition of it to have it be based off of the leaking subconsciousness of people, and that even, or as much as we try to, the whole reason why we're incapable of controlling our subconsciousness is because it ultimately affects the world around us. And I think, as well, this entire episode is such a cool way of showing off all of the foreshadowing that's been built up to now. So, you can get surgery to fix the alignment. Oh, I see. So, what do you guys think about the story thus far? Mind you, we're on the last stretch, which means that yes, the Animanga Club votes will be opening up again. But I'm curious, what do you all think about the story thus far? Do you have any favorite characters? Has your opinion changed on some of the characters? I know that Kaimana's changed her mind like every other episode on a character or two here and there. But what about you, Mr. Brown? And I don't know, D6, you said you were watching it, but I don't know how far into it you are. And Solstix, maybe you have an opinion as well. I wonder if Helios is going to join today, but he seemed pretty busy, so probably not. In which case, well, I guess we'll have to see. I'm on episode 4. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I just like Saki now. Only just now? Or do you mean that you liked her before, but not as much earlier? I'm a slow watcher. Yeah, no worries. I give like 6 episodes a week so that it could be 20 minutes a day, so at most it's an hour that you have to spend watching this a week, so I made sure that it was pretty slow. I'm not sure what the story is about. So, From the New World, Shinsekai Yori is about the world after people develop supernatural/Esper abilities. And by that, I mean things like telekinesis, telepathy, psychometry, psychokinesis, pyrokinesis, all of the different like Esper abilities that you can imagine. They have not only discovered it per se, but they find that it's a latent human gene that they can enable in people's DNA. However, only 1.6 of the population was able to have it, and after enabling it, the people who had it demanded more rights than those who didn't have Esper abilities, but those with Esper abilities felt that the people who didn't have them were oppressing them, etc., and it led to, eventually, the apocalypse. And the apocalypse was all of the people with Esper abilities wiping out 99.9999% of humanity. So only like 50,000 people remain in Japan, only like a couple tens of thousands of people remain in like any given country. It's a story about that and a focus on both like human psychology. It's a psychological horror, and it has so many cool fantastical elements. Like, I'm not a big fan of sci-fi, mind you. I'm not a big fan of sci-fi, but Shinsekai Yori is like a mix of both sci-fi and fantasy in a way that feels like this is what fantasy would be like if it had to happen in our world. Though, then again, I probably wouldn't wish, like, a giant nuclear bomb be dropped or everyone be given, like, supernatural powers and wipes out everyone's. But, you know, still, like, it's a very cool setting to be in. So, I super duper recommend it if you're ever interested in something like that, Mississippi Gonzo Redcorn. It's I have to say, my favorite anime. It's got such a beautiful soundtrack. It's well animated for like 80% of the parts. It's done by A1 Animations, if studio matters to you, and the character development super duper good. I've never actually read the light novel, so I can't comment on that, but it's super underrated for what it is. You're just spoiling yourself, D6? Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention. Yeah, that's fair. Just so long as you don't feel like there's too much of it that you want to pay attention to, and then I've given away some of the mysteries. But I will be talking about some of the mysteries now, or what are some of the things that you have all picked up on. As said, there are some instances and some things that I did point out last Sunday that I wanted you to kind of focus on, to kind of pay attention to in terms of mysteries, because we know about the tainted cats, we know about people having gone missing and the memories, we've been given information or allusions to information by Boy X, we also know stuff about Kiromaru and Yakomaru, we also know that Yakumaru has lied about certain things, but how much more has he lied about? And also, why did maybe the general try death feedback? Why did they decide to go through with the festival anyway? Why did Tomiko, or does Tomiko know something? There's a lot of different things that can happen, and there are a lot of different mysteries that I think are really interesting. One of the stray cats in my street has been giving birth. I've seen like 6 kittens. Whoa! Lots of kittens. Meow. That's cute. Have you, well, I imagine that you probably aren't gonna adopt some of them, but it would be pretty good if they either get a shelter or a new home. I'm not sure how you handle with stray cats over there. I'm bad with mysteries. I didn't catch much, but I don't think Shun or Maria is dead. Shun is even conversing with Saki, so maybe there's an agent. Kaimana, if there's anything that I do have to say, it's that I applaud you for how much cope you're able to infuse into your messages, because everything up until this point and so far has indicated that Shun is dead. Shun is dead. Maria is dead. They're all dead. I don't know what more to tell you, and I don't know how best to express this, but everyone is dying or dead. Just because he appears to Saki doesn't mean he's alive. But I at least believe there's an agent. Yeah, but you should consider it like this, right? Saki in this case, she only began to see Maria and Mamoru in her hallucinations after their death, right? So, doesn't that kind of imply that they're no longer with us? And also, she visited Shun's grave, so we know that Shun is dead. We've seen his grave, but his name has been obviously sanded off or whatever they said it was. The name has been removed from his gravestone, so we don't actually know if it's his grave or just because they aren't revealing his name and so on. So, what do you mean, agents? They were gonna attack the morning of. Well, you think there's an agent, but I'm not entirely sure what you mean either, Kaimana. I agree with Mr. Brown. There's lots of people that are feeding them, and they also have a little house in a garden. Are they like communal pets in that case? Actually, yeah, that's pretty cute. I don't think I've seen a whole lot of instances where people have communal pets and everything. An agent inside the village. Okay, but what's your motivation for this part of the mystery? I'm not gonna confirm or deny anything, but because they attacked the village before they were gonna attack themselves. Yeah, but okay, I mean, no idea, just a guess? Okay, so it's baseless. I'm just curious, Kaimana, what part of it, or where, or what is giving you the idea that this is the case, you know? I'm just trying to figure that out, which is why I'm asking. But, you know what time it is? Rimworld. It's Rimworld, let it ride. Let it ride. Because they knew exactly? Yeah, but it's probably because they were given notice that the colony was going to be wiped out and whatnot, or they knew. They, like, had the foresight to think, oh, we're probably going to be wiped out because they realized that we have a Cantus user or something like that on our side. So, yeah, whatever. Okay, she doesn't want to engage in conversation anymore. Sorry, bros. I guess we also had a stray dog for our apartment building. She had a dog, but it was at the entrance. I see. Hello, Disco. I know he's redeemed lurking, so he probably doesn't want to be called out, but I'm sorry I had to do it to him. Also, I'm beginning to notice that even on my NASA PC, the FPS has begun to drop ever so slightly. I can no longer reliably stay on 2x speed. Oh no. After New Year's, we're gonna let it inside. Good luck. Also, Mr. Brown finally won a single time. How are you doing, Disco? How have you been? How have you been? We're gonna let it inside for New Year's or winter. Yeah, I would hope so, because it probably gets pretty chilly in that case, right? Oh. Wait, what did you get there? Oh, okay. Mr. Brown, you're VIP now. Yeah, you're VIP. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club, high roller. How do I do this on Twitch? There's a button to make someone VIP. I forgot. It can't be VIP and mod at the same time. Oh. I didn't know that was the case. Okay, it looks like your reward, Mr. Brown, is getting... I don't know, we'll call it a payday. We'll call it a payday. Let's give you back both of your... Wait, which one did you roll for? Did you already give yourself back? No, here it is. I'll give you back some of your monies right now, just because of that. There you go. You can get your money back as a result. You know what? I'll pay you out the rest of your money because you had only 2,000 extra points. So there you go. Give Brown more points then? Yeah, exactly. I've given him back all of his money, so now he got 4,000 for it. I feel like that's the least, because that's, again, a really rare reward. But apparently, yeah, I couldn't do that. Also, since you asked, I'm fine. I'm glad to hear, Disco. I'm glad to hear. Bro, you made Silent bald again? Actually, Silent made Silent bald again. He made himself bald again. All I did was give everyone the ability to change their style, and he decided being bald is in. Being bald is nice. Fab Freddy told me everybody's fly. DJ Spin and I said, my. What is Ruria doing? You know, Disco, I gotta say... Oh, has it on gun... Oh, healed, because he's scarless. I gotta say, Disco, I think I'm also invested in Ruria's growth and development. She's using an ability. What's... Oh, is she studying? Is she stuck? Why is she stuck using an ability? Let's quickly do that. Oh, there we go. Yeah. She, she wasn't doing anything. I didn't know she would get stuck like that. Is Ninja Gaiden 4 a good introduction to the series? Any Ninja Gaiden game is a good introduction to the series because they're mostly disjointed to my recollection. I played Ninja Gaiden Black and Ninja Gaiden 4 way long ago, like 20 years ago at least, something like that. But there isn't really much else to it. Like, yes, maybe if you wanted to have some kind of coherency to the story, but there is not much. You could play them all separately, to my knowledge. At least I was never really concerned for the story in Ninja Gaiden. But honestly, I don't remember much about them. And there's a point for buying two black if the Master Collection already has the original two. Yeah, you always get a bonus whenever you decide to buy the original game. Or buy games whenever you have some of the games already. So, she's studying the sword arts. Sword art online? She was meditating like her mom. Kaimana, you're not... Wait, actually, let's check. How good is Ruria? She's 3.87. Okay, Kaimana does have a little bit of a leg up in terms of being better at melee. I was gonna say, I feel like Kaimana doesn't actually have much room to speak. Because already... Ruria is, like, catching up quite quickly. She's also got a legendary weapon, so... I don't know, Kaimana. I don't know. Wait, phase strike 1 damage. So apparently more stuff happens whenever I level this up. Also, it's so jarring in Rimworld whenever there's just, like, no music. Comparing to a 9-year-old. Yeah, Kaimana is 38 years old, and Ruria is nearly 10 years old. It's... Wait, excuse me? It's my daughter? It's our daughter? Kaimana, I thought you disowned her multiple times. I thought you've hated Ruria for, like, most of the time. You said you didn't want her most of the time. She is, since when have you started accepting her? Exactly! Why has she started to care? Leah became a guest? Or Leia? Leah? Okay. Allied guest of Quan. I have a few Ninja Gaiden games. Oh? Have you played through them? What do you think are some of your favorites? We're married. So, okay. So, in other words, you don't actually care for, you don't care for Ruria. You only care that because she's technically in-law your daughter, even though your character gave birth to her. So she's not your daughter because you gave birth to her. She's only your daughter because of association to D6. Or to Disco. Gulp. I didn't mean that, guys. I didn't mean that. I keep getting your names confused, okay? You both begin with D. That's it. They're hard, and I have no particular favorite game. Yeah, I remember them being pretty difficult. But it's been so long. Again, it's like 20 years ago. Something like that I tried to play through some of the games. So I can't say for sure, but I kind of do want to play them again. I remember them being super duper fast. Like, really fast-paced. But I feel like if I were to try play them for stream, I would genuinely have to lock in. Because it's one of those games where you just cannot focus, or cannot beat it without having to focus, you know? Brown needs to pay the child support. D6, if you mention that, Kaimana is going to wring Mr. Brown's wallet dry. He's going to die poor if Kaimana so much as even gets, like, 100 silver coins. She's going to take his money. Actually, yes. See, this is what I'm meaning. She's already wanting to vie for his money at this point. Kaimana, can you explain what you need the child support for? And mind you, you can only spend it on Ruria. Do you still want child support? You need to give me 100 coins every stream from now on. I'm poor. Well, I don't think that one's true, Mr. Brown, but yeah, we need to raise her, yes. Okay, what would you use the money for, Kaimana? Yeah, I'm poor. Okay, yeah, I mean, you've got 1,900. I mean, it's just like a couple of minutes per stream to better her skills. Kaimana, when did you care about bettering Ruria's skills? This is news to me. This is genuinely news to me. Since we talked about Platinum Games, I found out they're working on a new game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Really? Okay. I feel like I've heard of this, but also at the same time I haven't. I was thinking to myself as well that one of the games that I wanted to play on stream eventually would be the Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen DLC for Dragon's Dogma 2. Because that one's going to come out eventually, and I really want to play that. So, sorry, I need my mana for Gamba. True. Based on the Last Ronin comic, I've not read The Last Ronin, and I can't say I have any particularly strong attachment to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, whatever, go marry wait, what? Strangely sweet. I'm the only one who ever bettered her skills or traits, Kai? Yeah, whatever, go marry someone else. Oh my gosh! He was just saying it was strangely sweet. And then you began to insult him. Are we seeing this? Kaimana lashes out like an angry cat. It's like you pet too much and then she gets annoyed and like screeches at you. Like, Disco was just saying it was oddly sweet because you finally care about your daughter. So, I don't know, not to that message, dummy? Did that actually lower our opinions? It does, but you guys have been together for so long that it doesn't matter. It just lowers her karma. So we can see it's still 100-100. However, I think you eventually have an insult somewhere here. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because you guys are sleeping still. 3 turtles die and only 1 remains wearing all black and using all of the weapons. That sounds pretty cool, actually. However, it's still about oversized turtles. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit lost on me. But I hope it's fun for those who enjoy it. I'm sure everyone will enjoy a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game if it's actually good. And then it won't actually matter if it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game because it'll actually be good. So, you know, it's a win-win in that case. Well, actually, you did give her the legendary weapon, so you did help, I admit. Technically not. Technically not. She was saying, oh, I want the weapon, I want the weapon. And then I asked her, okay, so you want to replace your Persona weapons? And she was like, no. So we had bought the weapon and then didn't know what to do with it. And then we were like, okay, we'll just give it to Ruria instead. You always want more? Yeah, she's always hungry for more compliments. So, there's... not... Oh, wait. An enemy raid predicted? No can do, buddy. It's time to alter fate. Grand order. Let's see. Kaimana, alter fate right now. I really am greedy and selfish? Okay. You didn't make me disown her? Yeah, but that doesn't really seem like something she'd care for, because as soon as you've taken control over Ruria, she now doesn't have to take care of her only child. I did try to, lol. Yeah, you tried to get Ruria killed. You just asked, can we just disband her or get her killed? Like, even with your other character, you were like, can't we just remove her entirely from the equation? There we go. Sorry, I'm just writing this down in my notes. I'm thinking maybe, Kamana, if you actually want to begin getting child supports, maybe I can hold you to that. But I'm gonna give you a strike if you begin to not take care of her. Oh, we've got a raid. Kamana didn't actually do... Oh my gosh, this is a lot of Militors. This is a lot of Militors. D6, I need you to go here. Here we go. And then Helios, I need you to go there. Mr. Brown, I need you to go there. Oh gosh. Whoa, you're giving 10,000 coins? No, you typed it out. That's very deceptive. Why are you giving him so little money? And also so much money? Can you send it back? Yeah. Give him back all of the money that he gave you. Also, just give him everything in your bank account while you're at it. I fell for it. I was reading it aloud, so... Oh my gosh, Kaimana has a lot of money. You don't need child support, Kaimana. You're plenty wealthy. What are you talking about? You've got way too much money. Actually, you've got too much money. I do need... Okay, what for? Name 5 things that you're going to buy. So the 10 coins was that you'd know what the message looked like. Maybe. Let's get you, D6, to use your orbital EMP on... Wait, how far does this go? Oh, does it go across the map? Wait, oh my gosh. We could begin running over here. Oh, they're not going to attack for a little bit. They're not going to attack for anybody. You don't need Disco anymore, too. Yeah, she doesn't need Disco for money anymore. So, it doesn't matter what my income is. It's about taking care of the child equally. Kaimana, name 5 things that you've spent money on Ruria for. He's trying to ruin us, Kaimana. I don't even think it's that. I think he's just trying to provide hard, cold facts. And, well, I don't think you've got much to show for it. There we go. Let's go sort this out. All of you?
Everyone, I have an announcement to make. Search and destroy.
There we go. And you. Search and destroy. And you. Search and destroy. There we go. I mean, I gave money to Rimbund, and he used the money on Ruria. Yeah, but that was his choice of what to do with the money. That's not like anything that you decided to do yourself. The fat boys. It's true. She had a change of heart? No. I mean, this is like saying you've put a whole bunch of money into a charity, and then the charity just uses the money for good, and it's like, I did my part, but that's not really how it is. The Phantom Thieves got her? I'm not too sure. See, she can't even do it right. Fine, take it. Wow. She's, first she's complaining about not having enough money, then she complains about giving all of her money, and then she's like, wow, I guess I've been bad, I suppose. Let's see. Can Brown eat bots? I'm not actually sure. We can check. Wait, Brown, can you devour one of these robots for me, please? Can you just munch on one of these guys? Oh, he can. Apparently. He can just Yeah. I think he can just eat robots. Feast? Yeah, I don't know how you're managing to digest these guys. Well, well, well. You can try. You can try. Let's see. Visitors. We've got a group of independents. Oh. They've come to just spend a little bit of time in the colony. Wow, you mean it? You don't have to give me everything. I think Kaimana is just beginning to feel guilt, but I don't actually believe that. I mean, he can eat buildings. Yeah, but, like, buildings must be more fibrous or something, you know? So, nothing is safe from enormous Brown? Truly not. He's so enormous. He's so strong. He's just full of power. Where do you think his enormity comes from? That's right. It's from being as big as he is and being as powerful as he is. His vessel can only contain so much power, you know? That's exactly why he was able to withstand all of this Gluttony Reborn. He just deals a ridiculous amount of damage. Honestly, Mr. Brown, I'm feeling like we can make you even more powerful. We can, actually, let's check. Do we have anything else? Oh, I think we've fended off the raid entirely. Let's do that, let's do that, let's do that. And then we can allow this. That was super shrimple. That was way more shrimple than I would have imagined. You know, just because of the orbital EMP ruining everything for it. Nanite Bullet Brown. He can take it. Unless he dies because you shoot him in the brain. Also, what on earth? Wait, did we get a Cthulhu monster? We got Zorkin? The Cthulhu monster? What on earth? Insanity Blast, an unstable mind, and the ability to devour brains? Oh my gosh. What? A hybrid of what races? A hybrid of everything, it looks like. He's got low survival instincts, a frail back, but he's got tar-like blood. He's got a need for heat as well. He's got brittle bones. He's got a guttural voice. He's got face tentacles. He's got ornate eldritch horns, a gaunt body, an eldritch visage, underdeveloped teeth, tar-like blood. Gosh, this is insane. This is crazy. A Nephilim retromorph. Carriers of this gene can undergo retromorphosis to a Nephilim if the right conditions are met. What are those right conditions? Is he related to someone? I'd be very curious. No. He's not related to any of you guys. He's just... I'm gonna leave now, though. Good night. Take care, Kaimana. Have a wonderful rest of your day and wonderful beginning of your week. Aren't those angels from DMC? Aren't those the angels from the DMC reboot? No, he looks like a Cthulhu monster. Surprisingly, he has hair. I don't think I'd ever see a Nautilus or one of these mind flayers with hair before. I mean, considering everything else, how's my egg? Your egg is probably fine. It still had like a couple of days. Yeah, it still has 9.6 days. Until it... I'm just surprised that we have Zorkin. Zorkin was not... Whoa, okay. We've got a word cloud. I don't want that. I want the word list. There we go. I don't like the word cloud. Okay. Well, I'm very late. Welcome, Virgil. Can he be trusted? I would imagine so. He joined our colony and everything like that. Though, unfortunately, he's part of the Collective of Beasts. How are you doing, Virgil, and how was your weekend? We're just playing a bit of Rimworld for the end of stream and everything like that, considering that I had spoken for approximately, like, an hour straight about Shinsekai Yori. I showed off another one of my Auger slop games, as D6 puts it. So, we also got this Cthulhu guy. Cthulhu? What? Like, just... Why, though? Why can't any one of them be good at crafting? I need one person who's good at crafting. Not a single one of us is good at crafting. If we look here, no one. No one can do it. I think the only person that can somewhat do it is Mr. Brown. But he's too focused on eating stuff. I've been in Black Ops 2 on Veteran. Congratulations. Nice job, dude. We also still need to build this, but I don't think we have enough of the components or anything like that. Soon we'll have the med pod. Whoa, 6,000 coins? What are you buying? What are you selling? Nimble and Jogger for Ruria, I imagine. We can give her that. Nimble. 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 Let's see. And Jog. Is Jogger the best walking trait? Yes. It is the best walking one. The only other trait that is faster is genetic, and it's extremely fast runner. And that one gives you 1.4 movement speed instead of 0.4 movement speed. Can I send you some money and debug me by adding some of my intellect points in crafting? No, because... okay. I can do... Wait. Where are you, D6? What would you take down? Intellect points in crafting? I can take... For each divine intervention, I can give you 2 points from intellectual into crafting. If you want to do that. Oh yeah, it's like uncomfortably fast or something. We have that? Yeah, but it had some downsides, I think. Let's see. Fast. Unreasonably fast would give you unhappy and trotter hands and a stamina potion dependency. That's why no one's gone with it. 20 shooting. You want to take out a shooting? Oh no, you're just meaning 20 shooting. Yeah, because you got some I was gonna say accuracy, no, but you got some practice today, which is why you were able to do it. Buy a gene pack. You can't do that. Defection risk? A few colonists... Oh, that's because of Zorkin. Let's check. Solstix bought this gene pack, which currently Pigeon is holding on to. Cream. Okay, I thought that was going to be something else, but yeah, it's just pale yellow skin. Let's see. Berserk Void Hunger. Yeah, that's one of our prisoners. Bought by D6. I'm giving her more survivability now because she's a fragile child. Makes sense. Geomancer. Not great. Not great, I gotta say. Some of these rolls, the fact that it can roll genes for some of the classes, I don't know. I don't quite like it. But also, I was looking into the melee animations mod. The only reason why Ruria doesn't have the special ability yet for Scarlet Edge is because she has yet to achieve a high enough melee skill in order to be able to use it. I don't know, we got my true form gene, that sounds OP. Yeah, but it also requires you to drain souls of people. But yes, it does give you a true form that's like super powered and everything. By the way, is Pigeon chef yet? I don't think he's been here for a while, so no, he's not. He's not a chef yet. He's still nothing. He doesn't even have the traits to become a chef. So he doesn't have physically adept or anything as of yet. Stress trauma. Why? What mental break did he supposedly go on? I thought Zorkun was fine. You know what? I don't think we care about Zorkun. I gotta be honest. These are actually, we're gonna harvest some of his traits while he's here. We're going to harvest Zorkun's traits, I believe. So, by the way, he was at Fall Guys. Yeah, but I mean for Rimworld, he hasn't been here for the Rimworld streams in a little bit. You can send me to Ruria to hit me to level up melee. Are you sure? I can do that. Actually, I could disable her use of, Oh, she drops it if I do that. That's not what I wanted to do. Force equip Scarlet Edge. I just wanted her to disallow the use of Scarlet Edge. Because I want her to use it, but I don't want her to use it whenever she's beating you up. But actually, yeah, Mr. Brown, I could have her beat you up too, because you're deathless. So, harvest. Yeah, it would be good to get some of these, because honestly, these genes, the Insanity Blast is pretty cool. Devour Brains, also very cool. Getting some of them is pretty okay. Like, Underdeveloped Teeth, that's just a +1. It's just slower eating, so that's fine. Yeah, let's hit this guy. Well, unless it worsens their opinion of each other. Oop, what? It will lower their opinion of each other, just so you know. You have a bully's idea of caring. Oh, this one also has darkness vision. But yeah, Nephilim Retromorph. Carriers of this gene can undergo retromorphosis to a Nephilim if the right conditions are met. I don't know what that means. I'm very curious. Also, if this person were a female, they would have psychic bonding and pounce. So, blow for good luck. I'm gonna I want to buy a gene pack. Achoo! There you go. There's my good luck fake sneeze. Good luck, D6. Do your best. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Oh, immune. Oh, you've just got strong immunity. That's a free one. That's not bad. It's definitely not the worst. Could you save quickly just in case? Don't worry about why. Okay. I can save. Also, I do this because I figured out that the file paths show. Let's do this. Okay, here we go. I've saved. What's up? What do you want me to do? Buy meteor shower. Yeah. That's what I thought. That's what I thought, Disco. I know what you were planning. You think you could foil me. I might have had a look at some of them. Buy tornado? Why would you buy a tornado, D6? You actually... you guys want to buy natural disasters? Is that what's going on? Oh. Yeah? Very well, very well. How bad is a tornado? Well, it destroys buildings. So it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. You know what we should do? I want to build more statues and everything. I think we'll do so here. Gosh. This is going to be one decked out Goranlin tree solstice. I mean, look at how many shrines we're building for this. We're going to increase the construction skill massively. We're adding another 5. This is going to be a beefed up Goranlin tree. I mean, look at this. It's got 2 Thorncasters, an Impaler, 2 Flower Bulbs, and it's got 4 Dryads producing food and everything. Though, very clearly, they're not producing enough food, so... yeah. It destroys building like Brown? Yeah. It's a force of nature. It's a force of nature. It can kill all of us. Well, it could throw you around the map a little bit. I've actually not really encountered many tornadoes in Rimworld. It's a very uncommon event because you have to be in a temperate biome that also has enough plains in order to have that Rhinoceros Revenge. That also has enough wind to be actually influenced by it. Oh, it's this hunting party that are attacking it. Oh, my social is raised to 4. Nice job. I'm hoping... you know what we should do? We should harvest some of the berry bushes. We should harvest more of these berry bushes because I reckon we could always use more food. And also, I really want these Goranlin Dryads to do something. Like, they don't really do much, do they? I thought they would have worked more. Put the bug guy to sit on my egg? That's not how it works. I don't think that's how it's gonna work. I think I keep losing the mayor vote because my social is Garbo. That's probably true. That's probably a real point. I've not considered that. Also, before this guy defects, I'm kind of thinking maybe I should take his stuff. I don't know. I'm not gonna... I don't care to hold on to this guy, if I'm being honest. I don't really care, but he's still in the daze. He's still wandering around randomly. I just want him to enter the extractor already. We don't need to deal with this guy anymore. He keeps going on this wandering stuff. Oh, it's because he needs heat. Yeah, he's cold. I don't have a friend, animal slaughtered, whatever, blah, 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 outsiders soaking wet, innocent animal killed, led by apprentice. I don't like having an apprentice as a leader. Wait, what? What? But he's not a real apprentice to me. Make Brown eat him? We still need his genes, okay? We still need his genes. Apparently, everyone in our colony hates him. He's vegan? Yeah, because he's a part of the collective of beasts. He's a part of the collective of beasts, and they don't like killing animals or eating animals or anything like that. Also, what on earth? Alien appearance, high tolerance, but they're fine with polykills? Ew! How dare you? No wonder he's alien. No wonder. Oh my gosh, Yuki's so fast! Look at her zoom! Look at her go! Oh my gosh, she's zooming around the map. Easily one of the fastest people we have in the colony. I'm actually curious, what is her movement speed? There she is. If we click on her, movement. Oh, wait, speed, maybe? 15.36. Okay, 15.36. Let's see what Disco is comparatively, because I think you're the fastest in our colony. No, movement? Move speed. That's it. Yeah, you're 1/3 of Yuki's movement speed. That's how much faster she is. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy how she's able to be that fast. Then again, she is an animal, so she can't really gain any genes or anything, but still, I would like to imagine that maybe one day we can get someone as insanely fast as that. We still got all of these dead bodies here that no one's taking care of. My speed also comes from not having downsides from terrain. Also true. Also true. Wings kind of do that as well, but it also looks like hypothermia. Which room is he in? Okay, we're going to throw on a heater for this guy. Temperature. And we're going to do that. And then we need to get Mr. Brown, maybe. Harvesting rice plant? No. I needed to build this right now. Need that unreasonable speed, but Trotter Hands completely ruined it. Honestly, like such an unfortunate roll, because it would have been so good otherwise. Like, stamina potion dependency, yes, it sucks, but at least it's not the end of the world. But because of the Trotter Hands, I don't know, it looks a little piggy-like. It looks a little bit too piggy-like. Will we be able to get rid of genes from the gene packs in the future? No, you can't get rid of genes from gene packs, but you can get rid of genes once you've implanted them in someone, but the downside is that it's random. So, give those hands to Brown? Maybe? Like, if we do everything with Pig, right? We've got Pig Voice, Trotter, what else do we have? So we've got Great Ogre Frame, Pigtail, Pig Voice, Trotter Hands, and then maybe we need some kind of, like, ears? Maybe we did, like, elf ears or something, and that would have been as pig-like as we can get. What about hands? Okay, so Trotter Hands are pig hands. This is as closest to full pig as we can get. Pig nose, pigtail, pig voice, Trotter Hands, which is pig hands, and then elf ears. I think we have tail. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Tail? Oh no, we have the pigtail. Yeah, so that would be basically everything, but we don't have what is it called? Pig feet. We don't have Trotter feet. We only have Trotter hands. I'm crafting? I don't know. Are you crafting? Let's check. D6. Crafting? You would be if you had something to craft. Goblin ears? Oh yeah, we could have done goblin ears for that. I think goblin ears probably is closest to it. But, D6, I don't see if you are. No, you're hauling limestone blocks right now. Grabbing berries from Yuki. Yeah, no one's, really focusing on that. Also, there we go. Wait, Zorkin, just... Please, buddy. Just, you know, stay inside. Go back to your room. Go back to your room. It's gonna be really warm in here. I hope. What's his need? How warm does he need it? Let's see. Heat needs minimum comfortable temperature at 55. Good gosh. So he wants the room nearly burning up. Okay. Buddy, just stay still. Why does he keep leaving? Why does he keep walking around? Just stay in the room if you've got hypothermia. I don't know how to help you. Oh my goodness. There was some good stuff with goblin ears, I think. Let's check. Goblin ear. Oh yeah, foam spray and super fast wound healing. You didn't hear that other one. This guy needs a lot of maintenance. Yeah, I want to get rid of him as soon as he's overcome his mental states, and then I can throw him into the gene extractor. Well, wound healing for deathless. Yeah, I want to get rid of wound healing in that case. I mean, the other one that I'm mispronouncing here, I don't know how that would help Mr. Brown besides his auto-pregnancy. A cobra in the animal pen? Yeah, but there are no animals in the animal pen. Why are you complaining? Mechanoid repair needed. Metal head, defection risk. Beacon unusable. Brawler's a ranged weapon. That's fine. Need a research project. That's true. Mecha attachments. Here we go. We can do some of that. What? What? Tattered apparel. We need someone to fix this. What's wrong with my boy? Who do you mean? Who do you mean? Wrong with who? With whose boy? Also, Disco, I'll give you your, Oh, wait, did you already give it back? Jeez, Mr. Brown, you're fast. I was, like, looking through the redeem list. I wasn't sure if I should have done it. Oh, you mean Metalhead? Yeah, Metalhead is just, I think he's low on electricity or something. Let's see, where is he? Metalhead, yeah, his energy is, currently at 27%. Also, you're repairing him already, D6, so you're already taking care of him. I don't know what was causing it. Maybe he was, like, attacked by a rhino? I got basically nothing. That's honestly not bad for gambling. For gambling, it's not bad. Yeah, looks like everyone, even though people don't have a passion for it, everyone in this colony is going to be an expert or master builder. That's how we do this in our Minecraft colony. Whoa, D6, you gave me totally legit 10,000 silver coins? No way. I can't wait to spend this on something nice for all of my apprentices. Also, we'll put off the hunting for now while we've got this guy over here. He's happy, though, but he's still in a psychotic break. Also, he's got serious hypothermia? Let's see. Surely this has to be better now, right? 31 Okay, come on. We'll build another one, I guess. We'll build another one. Whoa! 6,000 coins? What more traits? What more traits do you want for Ruria in that case? You're spending a lot of coins here. You're welcome? Wait, I don't need this money. Technically, I've got all the money that I need. I've got all the money in the world. I'm talking so much that I'm actually yawning. Look, there's a little bubble around Ruria. It's like Meet the Robinsons, where they use that bubble device. Then let's go with Brawler and Martial Artist. Okay. Why did I go into Regine's? Oh, never mind. It's auto-saving. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Brawler and Martial Artist. Here we go. Wow. She's, let's see, melee +4, shooting -10, melee hit chance +4. Rui is trained in melee combat and has learned a special move to disarm opponents. Now, look closely at how much I sent you, Aug. Wait, 6 coins. You didn't see anything. I thought it was, does it use the rest of your money? Does it use the rest of your money? Why? Oh, it's because you put a space. I thought it was auto-lining to the next line. I would show you this, but it is perfectly lined up. Okay? I could have stayed silent and you'd have no idea. I just made a 0 between the numbers. Or a space between the numbers. You really fell for it? I thought it was a bit. Yeah, I fell for it because on my screen, it's the perfect length. That is the exact amount of characters required to take it to a new line. Okay? Wait, I'll show you. Like this. Wait, how do I show you this? I guess I might have to upload it in the Discord or something? I'm not sure. Let's try this. Take that. Discord? Yes. And then I'll post it in media. It looked like that. Okay? It looked like that. You can't blame me. That looks perfect. That fit perfectly. Okay? That one I know is fake because Augamaton didn't reply to that one. Also, raids. Wait, another raid? Okay. Actual money now? Whoa. 20 coins? Oh, now you want to give me money. My bad. Let's see. Are they going to attack immediately? Yeah, they're going to attack immediately. Okay, let's get you D6 to go over here. Let's get Mr. Brown to go over here. Let's get Helios to go over here. And then Disco, you will join in soon. But yeah, what do you want to give Ruria? Do you have a preference for martial artist or brawler? Give her martial artist. Okay. Do you want her to be a part of this combat? I mean, I think they're tribesmen. Randy Random rolled pretty low on this one. I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you. We can let them get close enough, and then we can do something about it. But, are they going to be attacked by a Cobra? No. Maybe a weak melee enemy. Yeah, probably. Just have me nearby for, yeah, or I can stat one for her. Stun, maybe. Be careful with her. I'll try. I can't guarantee anything or everything, but I do want her to build up a little bit of experience, you know? So, okay. Oh my gosh, wait, look at how fast she is. Also, I think they're gonna get gunned down before they can even do anything. They get marginally close, and then all the turrets are just unleashing. You'll always get me. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Oh, actually, the Gar-Randlin tree from Solstice is currently fighting them off. Huh. Okay. Oh, and there go all the turrets. I don't think Ruria even has a need just yet. Maybe we'll run her over here. She'll be fine. Disco can teleport in, and then Solstice can also teleport in. Actually, Disco, do you maybe want to do a soul bond with Ruria instead, so you can teleport to her or teleport from her? Send me with a sword? You don't have a sword. I also don't think you're good with melee. Oh, no, you are pretty good. You're pretty okay with melee. Look, they're gonna run over here, and then we just kite them around, basically. I have? You... Oh, yeah, you do. You have 2 weapons. You have 2 melee weapons for whatever reason. Okay, we'll do, We'll do, like, a phased strike over here or something. Look at that. And she's already at melee level 4 from a single hit. No, it's better with Father Sol because he's basically a medic on dial with my teleport. That's true. We'll do like that, I think. Okay, there we go. See? Dodge. She's very nimble. Oh my gosh, wait. I think because of her size, she's just... Oh my gosh, disarmed and knocked them down. Actually, nearly dead. In 3 hours or 8 hours, they're dead. We'll make her run after and attack people. You know what? Just search and destroy. Just get rid of them. There we go. See? See? Not half bad. She's almost level 5 already. Also, would it weaken her combat abilities, which doesn't matter since Father Sol doesn't fight? Yeah, it's true to a certain extent, but, you know, it doesn't also entirely matter, you know? Like, it's only 10%. Whoa! What? Why does the game do this? Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. He insta disarmed you. Are we serious? Okay, force equip. Can I do anything to just absolutely annihilate him? What was that? What was that? Like, genuinely. Genuinely, what was that? Also, she's... Yeah, she's just very badly hurt, but she's not bleeding or anything. So that's fine. Oh my gosh. Also, D6, you don't reach from all the way over here. You're way too far away. Like, oh my gosh, flashbacks to when we first started playing. Yeah, some of these guys are insane. I don't know what it is about some of them that just, like, get insane amounts of hit. But he's going to die in 5 hours, so I guess that's why he's running. I just want to ruin his day. Okay, D6, or sorry, Disco, I think you need a super attack or something, you know? Oh, and we missed her. Okay, let's call in Sol and Shadow Call. Here we go. Make him take her and teleport. It should be fine. It should be fine. Ruria is only downed, but she's not out. She should be okay. There we go. You can continue on, and then Solstice will just take care of the rest. Oh my gosh. There we go. And do that, and Ruria force equip. There we go. She's mostly okay now, and it's mostly bruises, so Why is she an X? That was her sword. Yeah, it was just the sword. Death of the Timberwolf puppy? Okay, that should be fine. And then she's probably going to go back to bed, I think? Oh no, she immediately wants to go back to work. Nope. You should not be doing it. Why do you not want to go back to rest? Just go rest until healed. Go rest until healed. There you go. Why? I don't know. But she didn't want to. Make him take her and teleport. Wouldn't... Actually, I'm not sure if you can teleport holding someone. Actually, what is my last name? Your last name is just Disco Enderman. Again, because we have the Twitch integration that connects your name, so it uses your Twitch username as your last name and whatnot. The only reason why Ruria doesn't is because she isn't associated with a Twitch username. Hence, therefore, not being a technical apprentice, or an apprentice, technically. We'll allow all of this. Is this guy ever going to go out of his mental break? Like, I genuinely don't know. Also, did we destroy the wall? Okay. Just, structure, wall, wooden, please. We don't, what? Cooler? No, I didn't want to make a cooler. Oh, okay, it's because I put the overwall one. Fine. Fine, here we go. No, that's from Kaimana's family side? Yeah, also true. I just need this guy to wake up so we can go. No, I need you in here now. Are you going in? No. Buddy? He's still in a daze. It's been like 3 days. No pun intended, that this guy has been in a daze for. This guy sucks. I do not like this guy. Is she in the hospital? I think she's still walking over. No, actually, she's fully recovered. Solstice's herbal elixir fully healed her. Yeah, she's already fine. Do you actually want to give her a gene treatment, Disco? Do you like if you could give her genes, those elixirs hit different? They really do. I'm thinking we should probably give her genes, right? We probably want like melee. We don't need to give strong melee because that's just the skill. We can do boundless, I think is pretty good as well. Make her a spider? No, I'm kidding. Okay, yeah, Kaimana would have been mad. Then she really would have disowned her completely, you know? Can we do that? No. Okay, weak melee supersedes. Oh, well. Strong melee is what? It's, melee damage is multiplied by 150% of its original value. So basically, all your melee damage is 50% stronger. At least base damage is 50% stronger. The true form 1. You want to give her a true form? True form angelic with a... Actually, we could... No, never mind, because that would be 3 years. Early maturity, already capable of walking and learning. Yeah, I'm thinking, like, if we had given this to her earlier on, she would have already been an adult. No, I wish for her to have a childhood. That's fine. It's just that she would have become an adult way faster. It's not bad. But we can give her a true form if you want. Gina's reduced effect on already large pawns. Gives an ability, true form, soul power. Do we have anything that allows... No, we don't have anything that allows soul siphoning, unfortunately. Okay. Well, Sol 6 is tending to his dryad girls here, who were hurt in a bit of the war. Though, to be fair... Oh, they had their tail cut off. Ooh. Okay. Well, they're fine for the most part. So, can't we do the 2 melee ones? The 2 melee ones don't stack. They overlap on each other. I thought those girls were skeletons. No, no. They're just dryads. They're dryads. They wear leaves and everything like that, and they just chill. They've got big eyes, because I thought it was really cute. I thought these ones were really cute. The flu? Oh, yeah, the flu is best. If we had Chef, we could heal gutworms, but unfortunately, we do not. So, yeah, it would have to be the flu. I think the flu is the easiest one to get rid of in this case. However, I'm going to warn you of one... Oh, finally! Finally, this guy is done. Okay, you're getting in here now. I'm stealing your genes, and we're calling it. Get in there. Get in there. A gift from the Independents. They give us... Oh, 2 advanced components? Not bad. That's really good. What ears do we have? We've got elf, goblin, short rabbit, and long rabbit ears. Remember to heal my bots if they've got that. You do that automatically, D6. That's up to you. Cargo pods with weapons. Okay, what weapons, though? A riot shield. A singular riot shield. Okay, cool. I don't know why you bothered to tell me about that, but yeah, nice, I guess. Let's check. We've got a couple of ears. Look, a snake. Yeah, the ones that kept killing our thingamabobs. Our animals. That's it. I don't know how I forgot about that. Let's see. Ears. Okay, elf, rabbit, goblin, rat, cat, short rabbit, and I think we had long rabbit, and then furry ears and pointed ears alternative. Kept killing our chickens. Yeah, it also... No, that was a puma. Never mind. I was thinking, didn't they also kill some of our dogs? But that was the puma. They did that. We've also got chem fuel. How do we have a lot of chem fuel? Oh, we've got 451. Okay. Disease, flu. Okay, so Solstix, you are going to save yourself first because otherwise everyone else won't be able to survive. So save yourself. Then we're going to go to D6. Well, right after your elixir has refreshed. Go to D6, throw it onto D6. D6, I want you to stand here. Here we go. And D6 is cured. Now, who else got it? I'll check the gene pack in a second. Let's see. Mosey Moon and Electra. Okay, so... Mosey Moon, I need you to stand here. Solstix, I need you to throw this at Mosey Moon. Compact Steel, not a bad meteorite. Thank you, Disco. Where is Electra? Oh, there she is. Yeah, she'll be fine right there. Okay, and then Solstix, I need you to throw it on her. And that's immediately the entire flu event circumvented. It ain't easy being cheesy. What can I say? It ain't easy being cheesy. I mean, look at this. Like, the elixir is honestly goated. It's honestly so insane. Who else would be a meteor buyer? Insert Yu-Gi-Oh reference here. I'm not sure. Let's check. Let's check what your gene pack is, though. Kill Thirsty and Gaunt Head. Okay, so... I mean, it is a +4, but it does give you a Gaunt Head. +4 metabolism for a kill requirement, or a kill need. Well... A murder gene pack. Yeah, if you want to be completely combat-oriented, I guess it's not half bad, but it does kinda suck. You know, because that is a lot of kill need to satisfy. Though, then again, we don't really get raided all that often. At least not all the time. So, oh, Disco is increased in some of his skills. So, let's check. We want to increase a couple more of these. Well, you know, we'll get him some minor shapeshift. Disco doesn't have any... Or, sorry, Silence Act doesn't have anything. Mr. Brown, Liquefy. We'll do Digest, just because that's pretty good. Consume Plants, maybe? Caustic Spittle, Lingering Cloud? Okay, Caustic Spittle is... Yeah, it's automatic, so we'll increase that, and we'll give it Lingering Cloud, and then we're going to do Consume, or maybe Regurgitate. Is Regurgitate automatic? Yeah, it is. Okay, let's make that automatic, and then let's increase that one as well. Let's see. Does animal hunting count towards quenching the thirst? Oh, that's a really good question, actually. I don't know if it does. I want a really good gene pack. Well, let's see. Dragon ears. Okay, there you go. More ears to the collection. More ears to the collection. How many slots do we have left? Oh my gosh, wait. I think... Have we filled up every single one of our gene banks? Oh no, we only have one slot left. Okay, we have to build more. We must build more. Here we go. Build a couple there. Actually, let's not do that. I want to build another one of these there so we can have higher complexities. Add more gene banks here. Okay, well... Oh, wait, let's do that. Build more like so. Yeah, we're just decking out the place with a whole bunch more gene pack stuff. Let's see. Lovely rabbit ears. We actually have... This is our first duplicate, and it's also a singular gene, which is a duplicate. Having some gene packs hanging from the ceiling. Yeah. Until it drops on someone's head and gives them, like, fat body and bald head, and also ugly appearance. Can't wait. It's like it's the gene version of an Acme anvil in cartoons. Drops down on Tom's head from Tom and Jerry, and suddenly now he's fat and bald and a hairless cat. So, not exactly the same thing. Probably, arguably, a worse punishment, being visited by the Norwood Reaper and being turned into a completely hairless cat. So, that's an Unk reference? That's not an Unk reference! Come on! Everyone knows Tom and Jerry! What? What do you mean, Unk reference? Tom and Jerry is still somewhat popular, moderately popular, kind of popular, slightly popular, maybe popular, in certain communities. You know, all the gene packs will fall on a person and they become that handsome Squidward, and also suffer from 35 different senescence diseases. Yeah. We've got Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, chemical disabilities. Also, they're dependent on stamina potions. They have a kill lust, or a need to kill. They, for whatever reason, also have a true form. They've got eye tentacles, but they're also deathless. They're also the size of a titan now. And they've got chameleon eyes all over their body. So, yeah. They've got more than a few problems going on, if that's the case. But I don't know how they'd get out of that alive. It would be interesting to see. It's just, we also lack a whole lot of food. Eventually, one of these days. Is he still in here? He's still in here in the extractor. How much longer does he have? 4 hours left. I want to see what he spits out, and that's going to determine whether or not we keep him in the colony. Because I don't want to keep him in the colony. I want to get rid of him immediately. We should try putting all the genes into one pawn. Probably don't need to. Oh, Solstice and Virgil's birthday party is being held right now. We probably don't need to, because we also can't. Like, we spawn an empty pawn for fun. We could throw it onto Zorin or Zirkin, Durnham. Durnham, I guess. And then just see how he comes out of it. I mean, he's already got his own biological ones. Actually, I'm curious. If I were to gene integrate one of you to have all of your exogenes as endogenes, would it still count towards the metabolism limits? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Also, here we go. Eldritch. Oh. Out of all of the things that we could have gotten, Eldritch Visage. Or Visage? Visage? Okay. Any person without this gene will get a negative 500 social penalty towards people who have it, basically ensuring they'll always be at negative 100% or negative 100 relationship opinion. Give it to Ruria? Roger, Roger. No, I won't do that. I won't do that. We're not gonna give it to Ruria. But that would have been a bit of a scenario had she been given it. He's dying now? No, he's just been down because he's unconscious. It puts you into this, like, thingy-bob. Oh, so that's why everyone is negative 100% relationship or negative 100 points relationship? Yeah, exactly. It's solely because of that, but we can probably get rid of him by now. Funny enough, I have Tom and Jerry playing right now. See? D6C? Mississippi Gonzo Redcorn has Tom and Jerry on in the background. My reference is up-to-date, current, and relevant. So, it's not an Unk reference. Thank you very much. However, I think we're getting to that one fabled point in the stream. How many free slots does Ruria have for traits? 1. She has 1 free traits left. Or 1 open slot for traits left. What are my relationships now? We can check. Okami is dead. Your son is still Rotundal. Your best friend is Virgil. Solstice is part of the gang. He's a very good friend, and so is Disco. Apparently, Pigeon, Mr. Brown, and Mosey Moon. Some of them are just like, okay. You don't actually like Kaimana that much. You're like, kind of okay. You're kind of okay. Oh my gosh, I'm about to sneeze. Okay, that was my sneeze. Yeah, and for Spearfree, you're actually not that high friendship. So, truly? Yes, truly. Curse you? I mean, bless? Curse ye, honey, honey, ha! Yeah, thanks for cursing me, I guess. It's easier for me to get closer to heaven than ever feel whole again. Ooh. Such is life whenever you lose your lover. I suppose that's the end of it. It's autocorrect? Okay. I don't think you can autocorrect from bless to curse, but I'll believe you for now, Disco. I'll believe you for now. Trust me? Okay. I'll trust you. You fat What? What? Okay. You know what? Just because of that. Thank you for tuning in to stream today. Today, we discussed a lot about Shinsekai Yori, and we also played a little bit of what D6 would call Auger Slop, which is not the case. They're actually fun games that I enjoy, as well as having played a little bit of Rimworld. We played a little bit of Rimworld today, and I hope you guys enjoyed stream today. I always love hanging out with you guys and just talking, chatting about games or streaming and whatnot. Okay, you guys are going to get strikes for this. You're a virgin? No. I'm based and epic. If you're meaning that in an insult, then no. That's cringe. If you're the coolest wizard? Yeah. Say that again. Homu is on the top left. She's walking back home. It's, of course, a long day at work for her. Virgin is the best part of being a wizard, no? Yeah, I mean, all of the abilities that I get are pretty cool. That's for sure. Everything that I'm able to do, all of my spells, everything that I'm able to cast, yeah, I'd say that's pretty nice. What even? Well, you see, whenever you come to a certain point in your life and you've never had intercourse, you're technically labeled a wizard. I am an extremely old wizard, you know? Well, actually, not extremely old. I'm still very young. Well, what am I saying? I'm young for my years. I'm young, spry, dashing, good-looking, and I've got an incredible sense of humor. So, if any of you want to try challenge that, I implore you not. You might embarrass yourself. Otherwise, that's it for me today. Please make sure that you all watch the last 6 episodes of Shinsekai Yori for next week or this upcoming Sunday. Not today, obviously, or what's left of today. Well, it's technically not today for me, but yes. Either way, for this upcoming Sunday, please make sure that you watch the next 6 episodes. The poll will be opening up with the next round suggestions, so what we watch after Shinsekai Yori, and I'll be posting that either today or tomorrow, but be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much for tuning in today, apprentices. I'll be seeing you all tomorrow with a little bit of Yakuza 0. However, I will say that I'm going to get the emulator and everything set up. Oh gosh, not an emulator, I totally mean a video card and everything like that so that I can play Golden Sun as per request of Helios. So we might be seeing that this week. 1 or 2 streams will be dedicated entirely towards it. Otherwise, that's it for me. Thank you so much, apprentices. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And possibly weekend.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.